basics of making any sort of plan or judgment or assessing a situation. They're super easy. It's a 3-point assessment and a 4-point plan. And then we're going to go down to the rotation and training with different teams. So the rotation is navigation is taught by myself, radios and communication by Piper, formations and maneuvers by MacArthur, and then we'll all meet up again together to do a weapons and medical introduction. After that, we'll have like a 10-minute break where you can all go take a shit in the ocean or have a piss off the edge of a cliff. And then we're going to go through a shooting range and course kind of things, and then a little recap over the basic theory, and then we're going to send you out on basically a exercise which is going to go over everything you've learned today. You'll notice you don't have a compass or a watch. You may have a watch actually. It might be an altimeter watch.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Just a regular watch.
Regular watch, that's fine. So you should have a watch and a map, and that should be your only equipment. If anybody has a compass or anything otherwise, please just hand it in.
You've got text on the gate, you won't get far.
Yeah. If I'm one of you's being too confident with directions, that's a bullet.
50 compass!
First the kneecap, then the shin, and then it's just the back of your head.
I will never.
Who said kneecaps?
Anyway.
Welcome to Stalingrad.
As you can see, all recruits wear blue caps. You'll be given a different cap once you pass. Also, that's a very sexy position, Mr. North Korean boy. Oh, he doesn't have a cap because
He's black.
he's black.
Oh.
He doesn't need to protect himself from the sun.
Yeah.
So if everyone wants to walk through with us, take you into the entrance that option.
Walk.
Yeah, we're going to
Listen.
Yeah.
That's the fucking choke point.
This is where we all die.
You'll break your
If
legs,
everybody could
and I'll
line
break
up
your legs
somewhere
if you
along
don't
this
do
yellow
it. So
line,
keep
we're
moving.
going to go over the training teams
Get a
and
rifle,
the introduction.
you get the ammo.
Well, this is where we get shot then, yes.
One man gets the rifle, the other man gets the bullet.
Oh, your line performing skills
Oh, what
are
the
admirable.
fuck?
You're like
That's
almost
bullshit.
British.
You can make a double
Line
line, you don't
performing
have to do a
skills are
single line.
remarkable.
So as you can see here on the board, we have our different training teams. For the people whose names aren't on there, we're going to sort the training teams out, and the people whose names don't get called, you just stand behind them, we'll sort you into a team afterwards. Because obviously we've got a few new recruits with us rather than just recruits, etc. So basically I was thinking of a way to make sure everybody has a good basis on making assessment of the situation, because sometimes people blunder and just charge in and don't really look at how things are actually evolving in the scenario. So I came up with something that's pretty simple and easy to remember, but I think can be overlooked quite easily, and I've named it the 3-point assessment. And this is basically to be done before making any specific actions or movements. You should consider the following 3 points. First one is, where are the enemy in relation to my team, and are they aware of my location? Where are your allies? Are they in a better situation to complete the task you're wanting to achieve? And can they assist you tactically or medically? So that's where is the enemy, where are your allies, and also what is your objective? You need to look at what you're planning to do and if it's relevant to your objective, and whether the actions you want to take will aid in completing the objective. If not, can you get help from friendly teams? All make sense?
Yes.
Yep. It's a double where and then a what. Enemy, allies, objective. Second thing is, when you're making a plan, there's 4 good points you want to take into consideration before enacting said plan. And I just call it the 4-point plan. So you got the 3-point assessment and the 4-point plan. The first one is locations. So that is, where are you now and what is your destination. You also have including in locations, which is friendly teams, cover, enemy hard points, anything that could be described as a location. Then you have to look at your objective, so what you're trying to achieve. Look at your resource, so what equipment and ammunition and vehicles that you have that you can use to achieve the task. And then contingency, which is basically a backup plan should your task fail. This could just be a reorg location, or it could be a diversion of the original plan. Everybody got that?
Yep.
Yep. Relico, what's the first point in the 3-point assessment?
That was the where your enemies are.
Yeah, right. Cecium, what's the second point?
Where are your allies?
Okay, and Jesus the third.
Your objective?
Yes, alright, nice one. And for the 4-point plan, Neon, what's the first?
No, I lost it. I remember the first things, but not the second thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Alright, this is good, this is good. So I'll go over the 4-point plan again. So it's locations, objective, resource, and contingency. I got that, right. So we're going to sort the train teams out. We'll start out Piper's team first. Piper's team is team number 3. So that's Hex, Mongol, Rossen, Relico, Lou, Galb, and Matthews. If you want to go with Piper and just stand over to the side.
Hey, some boys.
idiot.
MacArthur's team is team number 2. So that's Scooter, Mono, Fozzie, Neon, Mass, Mike, and Jesus.
Where's MacArthur?
MacArthur is running in now.
Sorry, yeah, I was just grabbing Tula.
That makes sense.
Okay, so we have Tula and Comrade Catfish. Can you also go with Catfish group, please? Everybody else, you'll be in my group. So the way it's going to work right now is we're going to rotate the trainings. So we're going to go in our groups. We'll do a training each. I'm doing navigation, Piper's doing radio communication, Mac is doing maneuvers and formations. So if each respective instructor would like to take their recruits. Follow me, boys. Oh, Piper, one of the things you need to know is any equipment picked up during the training needs to be put back before the training ends. Alright, so we're going to do navigation. Does anybody here have any experience with navigation and map reading?
Some, yes.
Some
Yeah.
Very little.
Not out of game.
Okay, no, just in-game mostly. You all know what triangulation is, correct?
correct?
Yeah.
Anyway, if you want to step inside this gate here, and we'll teleport into the next area.
Base magic.
Okay, dog move, everyone stand still.
What a fun car ride.
Yeah, it was amazing. So,
Didn't even notice.
the first thing to take note of navigation is what you need. The easiest way to navigate is with a map and a compass. You currently only have a map. There are 4 boxes surrounding you. The box to your east has the compass in. I want you all to run to the box that you think has the compass in.
I mean, isn't it... Wait, it's morning in game, right?
Yeah. Are you choosing Hobo?
I've done it.
Oh, you done it? Okay, awesome.
The sun comes to the west.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
And I just guessed it was morning.
Yeah, it is. The training says it starts at 7:40, so, well, you got the boat across at 7:40 in the morning, so you'd expect that it's morning. Alright, so that's lesson 1. If you don't have a compass, you can use the sun to navigate. It's a lot harder at night time, because you need to know the moon's pattern, and the moon doesn't really move around the sky too much, so only really viable during the day.
Is a realistic skybox like, you know, the North Star and stuff in armor?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
The only issue is it could be overcast and all other manner of shenanigans. But for daytime navigation, if you don't have a compass, you can obviously use the sun. I'm glad you all picked up on that pretty easy. You all now have a map and a compass. Now, I've put it in a location that has pretty good triangulation opportunities. I want you to all separately mark where you think we are on the map.
We allowed to run around?
I mean, I assume we have to.
Yeah.
No, stand here. Stay here. You can... Let me just work this out. Alright.
What's the roughly the entire map or just this island, the small island?
Wait, come back. Stay here.
Oh.
So, I'm going to get you all to place a marker down, and then we're going to go over where we actually are. Do it real quickly. You can place markers for your triangulation. I'm able to say this word now. So the first thing you should look out for when performing any scouting task to locate yourself is key points. First one is usually a coastline. When you see a coastline, if you can, that's usually a good indication to be able to guess where you are. Use your compass to determine which side the coastline is from you, and then you can look along the opposite side of that. And then use tall towers or structures, such as radio towers, power lines, windmills, anything like that. And the third one is terrain elevation, so peaks, high points, rocks, that kind of thing.
I'll place my guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
So you basically use those 3 points and you make a triangle, and you are somewhere usually within the center of that triangle. Sensibly, you know, around inside the triangle somewhere.
The hell?
Why does it sound like a zombie? Can you hear that?
Sounds having the drowning sound. It happens sometimes. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's Hobo. Hobo's
Yeah,
drowning.
yeah, it sounds like they're drowning.
Nothing you can do about it.
It's not time for medical training yet.
I'll place my guess.
Okay, so yeah, you're all more or less guessing in the correct place. You as a team now have to navigate over to a building using the safest route possible. So first of all, we've got our location, we've started out that, now we need to do navigation. When navigating in a hostile environment, you want to make sure you know the skyline and follow contours of the map. You also want to try and find cover and stay away from roads. Obviously this changes depending on the briefing, such as if we're doing that's a mines type patrol where we want to be seen and people can, you know, see that we're making a presence known. So we are here, we're in this area right here. I'm going to delete these off the map so nobody else can see them. So you're going to have to navigate to, if you all open your map, you should be able to see me point to it, this area here. And I want you to take it as if you're in hostile territory. You're unarmed and you're trying to survive. Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll put it on mark to navigate to here. So plot a route, and then you can start heading out in the direction that you think that route follows. Do this as a team or solo.
Okay.
Team or solo?
But let's just...
Yeah, just do it one group. I mean, what we're gonna just... We can't cross the road, can we? I was gonna go around the left side that way.
You want to cross the road where there's maximum cover.
Maximum cover will obviously be in this area.
The road
Yeah,
is one of the
that
most
is-
dangerous
that is
things to cross in a
suicidal.
hostile environment. As well as open spaces, but roads, obviously, you got supply trucks and such like
Alternatively.
that.
Yeah, I was thinking going southwest of those other hills around contours, so yeah, CCM's middle line was the best one.
Okay, that doesn't look safe. We're walking right around the compound. Alternative route would be heading into this forested area, crossing at a short point, and then heading along this side to this location. It's a bit longer, but it might be a safer route.
I never said time was an issue, so...
I would have gone for the quicker route because you got less chance of being spotted. You have to cross the road either way, so I would just go quicker and fastest to the point we need to go to. That's, well, unless someone else...
If time's not an issue, then the long route is safer.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna... I vote Cesium, but I don't know if everyone else wants to go a different way, we'll do that.
I like my route.
Yeah, Max?
I'm with Mega.
I'm going to delete your line Mega just so nobody can...
Eclipse?
Okay.
Is it the one that's currently on the map? Yeah, looks good. I think, maybe.
Alright, let's do that then.
Okay, and just begin heading out in the correct direction.
Cesium, you lead?
Yeah. one who's absolutely horrible at navigation.
That's fine.
Don't need to go left this time. Let's go over hill then, aren't we? Yeah.
Northeast. Yeah, northwest.
I mean, it did also state that we should move as if there's enemies in the area. An engine sound.
I can hear it.
That is my paranoia.
Yeah.
Fake engines.
Hear a vehicle.
No, I thought I heard one.
Okay. Give it 10-15 seconds, if not we'll just keep heading out.
I mean, he did say to, you know, act like it was hostile territory.
Yeah.
Unlike that camp to the, you know, west of us, even though I know there's probably nothing there.
At the building directly to our west.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's like the Ironsides training camp. If we had an Ironsides.
Yeah. I mean the building we need to get to is just directly west of us, isn't it, on the beach?
No?
Should be
I mean,
we're going north.
the building shouldn't be on the beach.
We are going north.
We headed more north, yeah.
Northwest.
Northwest, yeah. Well, let's just keep moving.
Ah, okay, yeah, no, I'm seeing someone else, it's fine. Ignore me.
Yeah, why am I running here? Bloody hell.
I just sprinting through the cactus.
You smell the enemy, Mega.
Hmm?
You smell the enemy.
I smell flesh.
Flash is back on the menu.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Oh, let's move. Road
Please,
seems.
go.
Go.
I mean, that's great watching us right there.
Yeah.
Being all creepy.
Yeah.
I don't no longer run. I'm out of freaking stamina.
You'll find. Guys will find a teleport when you get there. Teleport to Bravo.
Rape! I cannot run.
You'll be okay. Just jog, dude.
I cannot jog either.
No matter how slowed down you are, you can jog.
I'm stuck like this.
It's WNS and double C.
I've done that. Oh, there we go. Finally, I had a
The flagpole is a teleport. Yeah.
You going to Bravo, yeah?
Yeah, to Bravo. I need you to all What's everyone?
Now we're missing.
Oh, yeah. Everyone, you need to return your compasses to the box to the east. Copy that. Just doing a breakdown.
Man, I failed triangulation.
Yep.
I'm going to go over everything now from the inside the exercise.
How do you get jogging again? Because I can't seem to get it.
W and S or double C, and just try mixing them up together. Sometimes if you right click, it will also make you walk.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Control C.
Anyway, so the movement that you took was pretty good. Basically, you kind of did this, more or less. The only issue is, I saw of it, is there is this huge dense tree line surrounded by 2 locations, which blocks view from you, and you have trees that cut across the road that you could take and gone into the defilade here and gone through. That would have been the smarter route, and you just cross this whole open space for no reason really. Triangulation wise, I'm just going to go over it just in case anybody doesn't understand. So, what you should have seen that to your southeast, you have the coastline from here. You can see the coast. So you look on the island and you look along the southeastern coastline, and you know you're somewhere along there. You also have the tower to your east. Those are usually marked on the map, so you can see you've got the tower here. So this is one mark. You have the coastline is another mark. And then you can see we have quite a few high peaks around us, which would be these locations here. So you have this one, and this one, which are the 3 that are surrounding us. All good with that?
Yeah.
So let's just make this one a mark. So you just make a triangle in sort of this sense, and you know that you're within here somewhere, and you can judge based on how far away that tower is that you're probably not over here, and you're a lot closer to this than you are to the things. So from there you can guess a rough estimate of the location being around here.
The reason I got it so wrong was that I thought that the coastline to our south was the island.
Okay. Yeah. But even if it was the island, you'd know that there's a coast on the south of this place
Yeah.
It touches the island. But yeah, so that's the basics of triangulation. You all pretty much did it perfectly fine. Spectrum testing, you feel like you didn't perform well enough, but you get it over time.
I read the terrain wrong.
Yeah.
If I could have moved around, I would have gotten it.
Yeah, exactly. I was just trying to keep it.
Also,
you can see the
you
videos.
can't be perfect at anything without practice.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's like I saw there was a radio tower here, and also one like close to where the instructors and recruits area is marked on the map. So I was like, that one looks right because I saw what I thought was an island to our south.
Okay, right, that's fine. As long as the way you did it was correct, then the fact that you got it wrong isn't too much of an issue. You'll just work on it, obviously. I'm glad you all got the east with the sun. It's pretty standard to know that sun rises in the east and sets in the west.
Yes.
The way I remember it is from Shanghai Noon, and it was Jackie Chan's line: "The sun may rise in the east, but it sets." That's how it. It's totally stupid.
Right.
Jackie. So yeah. Other than that, your movement seemed fine. You said crouch low. Hobo called out the cresting, which was good.
Yeah.
You worked together as well, and one person took over, which is obviously not in this training, but it's good to see happen. The only issue is you crossed a large open plain rather than taking it through the obvious concealed path, which also has concealment across the road.
That's a good one, actually, with the tree line.
Yeah, we should have done that.
Yeah, you overlook some things, maybe hiking or whatever else. But anyway, we're pretty much done here. Has anybody got any questions?
I mean, just a comment.
Go.
I think, well, the only reason we took that route was because we voted on it.
Yeah, well, that's fine. It's fine, but
I mean, he didn't specify that we had to stick to the team.
that is very
No,
true.
he specifically said we should find the route as a team.
No, he didn't.
So you can work as alone or as a team. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You voted on it, you did it. I'm just saying that it might have been an issue should there have been patrols or vehicles coming through. There's a lot of empty space, whereas you've got perfectly adequate space. Just something to note. It's not issue, guys. So are we all done here?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Yeah.
Mac Piper, this is great. Navigation complete. They're doing Zeus.
Are we being seized away then?
Through the magic of Joe touching himself, we will be teleported across the map.
It's
Oh,
built
no.
into the mission, actually.
He'll flap his dice.
Where did I leave my keys?
Mac, can you just forward on to Piper and ask him if everything's good?
Guy looks like Stevie Wonder, a new guy.
May as well while we're here. Cadius, what's the first point of the 3-point assessment?
Oh shit.
Cadius? You've not spoken since we got in mission, I'm confused. Oh, you can't speak. Okay, that's fine. Can you type it then? What's the first thing you should assess? Situation.
The way.
No. Dot for memes.
What was the question? What is the first point in the 3-point assessment? What's the first thing you should check when you're trying to make an action or plan? Anybody got it? That one to speed up?
I mean, I got it, but...
Yeah, it is aware, but where is what?
Can't Google it, Cadius, don't bother.
Okay, Max, you can tell him.
Where the enemies are.
Yeah, where the enemies. The second point, Clipser.
Where the friendlies are?
Yes. And the third point. Anybody want to pipe up Hobo?
Objective.
Alright, exactly. The reason I did this is because you can't really do anything without knowing where your hostiles are.
Yeah.
And then the second thing you should consider is, have I got friendlies in the area that I can use, etc., etc.
Or must be with.
And then your objective. These things should be completed before you make the action and before you complete the plan for the action as well. It doesn't really matter in which order you do them, just as long as you do them. Because that way you'll be able to make a more solid judgment of what you should do. And does anybody want to rattle off to me the 4 points for the plan?
Yeah, that one I forget again.
Locations, objectives, resources, contingencies.
Yes.
Damn.
I remember the contingencies.
Hook. That's how I remember it.
I was gonna say Lossy is
Lossy,
how those,
yeah.
but then that sounds like it's L-A-R, L-A. But yeah, so locations, objectives, resource, contingency. I'm gonna message Piper because he's not talking to me.
Location.
I love that show.
What show?
Is it like I was going to say, is it a European version of location? Or is it just a British show?
Like, I know I've heard that phrase before.
Yeah, honestly I just knew it from like
Oh, okay. It's
reference.
really sad and boring to explain. It's basically just two estate agents trying to find people houses.
Ah.
They turn it into a TV show.
I'm gonna teleport myself over to Piper and directly ask him. You guys are clear to do whatever you want right now.
Quick,
Maybe teleport
steal the
back to main
compasses!
area. No, don't steal the compasses.
You said whatever we wanted!
That is true. That is true.
I suggest a battle royale to decide who's king of this hill.
So, while Mega is down there, we can all piss on him. I take that
Do
as
you know the way?
I take that as a consent.
You do not know the way.
I do know how to inject you with morphine though. Oh god, please stop that. A meme is stuck in my fucking head. What are you doing, Ewan?
Have fun with the trip.
Oh, did you inject me with shit?
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking did. Stop doing that. This is IGU. Act like a grown up.
Kiss.
Fool.
Please. I'm gonna slide inside you.
Hang on. Stop whatever the fuck you're doing.
That was epic.
You stop doing anything. This is IGU. Behave.
It was epi.
It's still IGU. Yeah, you shouldn't need to inject me with anything.
Everyone injects cesium with morphine.
Ah, goddamn, Crape, what have you done?
Alright,
leaving
either
the children
side.
alone.
Don't give trainees any medical equipment.
I think he's left us as part of the train. We have to take over the island.
Okay, so basically we need to find weapons first. That compound to our west.
A military coup is what they want us to do right now.
Yeah, I mean the compound to the west might hold some supplies. Alternatively, I know there's a IED training site not too far away from here to the north, I think.
We get some IDs, we plant explosives around here for the next training group.
Yes.
And we head into the...
I love IEDs.
Can you eject me?
Epimorphine.
Will you stop doing that, Mega?
Enjoy the
Seriously.
high of 180 pulls.
Seriously, Mega. Behave.
Colours, man.
Fine, I'll inject myself.
Seriously, Mega.
To poop duty.
You're gonna end up being like a private at best.
You know I do like my privates.
You'll end up being demoted to the guy who drives the ambulance, and isn't allowed to have a gun or touch the medical supplies in handcuffs. Actually, you'll be demoted to the guy who's the target practice in handcuffs.
New rule: everyone who can't learn to shoot a stationary target into the chest at 30 meters will be used for target practice.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Right. Well.
Medic! Test the medic himself first. Every man for himself.
How many people are hurt? About 4?
Everyone.
I am fine.
I'm in pain.
I've got this.
Except some drug poisoning.
Who needs an extra? Extra drugs? Probably do.
It's a dangerous thing.
I need morphine.
Okay,
I need epi as well. Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay, it's all me.
Well, I can't see names actually. That's weird. About people.
Push control.
It's a Jesus.
One of us.
He said Jesus.
Push control.
Oh, am I?
You have some epic. That doesn't actually do anything, so you know.
Alright. So everybody in Piper's group is now with me. Everybody in Mac's group is now with Piper.
Oh.
And everybody in my group is now with Mac.
And in your group, I guess.
Where is me, the
God
man?
If you was with Piper last, you can
In group 3.
Why can I not fucking see you?
Where am I? Fuck, have I got the fucking group number 3?
With the yellow bus group.
Shouldn't Gal be here?
Hello, motherfucker.
Oh, God.
Oh,
where? Gal. Join my group, you fucking nonsense.
Carriers, you coming?
I heard someone suggest that was that what they were gonna do. So
All you guys
Caddy's in our group, he's gonna be FK. I don't know what's going on with him. His mic ain't working.
Yeah.
Was he active in the last one?
He was-
Yeah.
he was
Just
typing.
didn't talk.
Okay, fine.
He left me alone on the hill with him, so I did some stuff and he's
It's
not
fine.
talking.
He knows most of the end of it. Just go run up to that wall and then you'll be teleported. So.
the magical wall.
Alright, boys. If you can't join on me, just join somebody else. You join this. So Hex, Galbraith.
Will we go to the happy place now?
As well.
Yeah.
Oh no! Wait.
Right. Line yourselves up here. You probably know all most of all this, so I'm gonna make it pretty brief. But yeah, I'm just gonna run through them all real quick anyway. Oh fuck me, that was a bit. Oh. Right. Formations. Everyone knows them mostly, I assume. If I was to call them out, you'd probably get them, right?
Probably.
If I had to
The
call out a
computer's not
column,
working.
Hey, do you want us to do it?
yeah, do it.
Oh,
Sorry.
Like, I'm cursing you a lot, by the way.
What now?
Right.
Sorry, I missed
A
it.
column.
Right.
No, don't worry. I'm basically going to start shouting these out. If you don't know what they are, either ask or just, you'll maybe figure it out. Alright, so that's a column done. Column pretty good. All it is mostly for moving, because, not really a fighting stance, because if the guy in front gets shot, you're obviously not going to shoot him in the fucking back, are you? It's mostly good for moving about, keeping a low profile, moving through trees, kind of keeping everyone in the face,
Giving snipers easy kills.
Yeah, you can watch left and right. It's nothing too crazy, but that's that. Alright, obviously next one up is a line. We'll do it on Mega, because I can tell
line
which
up
one
on
Mega
Mega.
is. Mega's the fucking... Mega, why are you facing the weirdest way, dude? Face towards the fucking desk.
What do you mean? Dude, the easiest way to form a line after a column is to turn to your right.
Oh, that's the cheap way of fucking doing it, dude.
It's a
I ain't
cheap
after
way.
efficiency here, I'm after learning. Jesus. Right, the line, that's pretty much it. It's pretty fucking obvious. You're all facing towards that. Pretty good. You can all walk in a straight line. You can spread yourselves out nice and easy. You don't all get pinged. Everyone can face one direction. Your flanks are covered because the guys on the left and right can watch it. Pretty standard. It's a line. You all pretty much know that. I'm not going to expect much more, any less from most of you. I think you kind of all got this. Right, if I was to shout out a wedge or an arrow on Mega, we'll use Mega as our middleman for most of this. Oh, it's like you're all competent. I know what you're doing. This is going to be so piss easy for you lot. I just have to run through this all up. I'd probably do this blindfolded and I wouldn't know it's bloody different. Anyway, wedge or arrow, depending on if you like to say weird words for it or not. Pretty good, usually mostly using through forests and stuff, but you want to make sure that you're kind of facing the front. Everyone's got, you know, an angle of cover. Okay, we got an extra boy. Lost, mate.
Oh, it's Cadius. He doesn't know how a wedge works.
Oh no, will he figure it out? Will he figure out that we've got a wedge going on here? That's the big question. What? Yeah.
I think he's about to see it. Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Right.
I have a question, Mikasa.
What?
If your section members are complaining about you saying wedge when they feel it should be saying an arrowhead, can I shoot them in the knee?
Well, you can shout out both and then say which one of you don't want to do revolves around the bullet. So,
yeah.
I usually say wedge. I think Grape says arrow. I don't know. I'm saying both of them so that you know what they both are. But
yeah.
Pretty...
Flying duck.
I usually say wedge as well.
But I say wedge.
But I get yelled at by Scottish people when I say wedge.
Those are wrong Scottish people.
Yes.
Scottish people.
I know.
Excuse me. Oh, I'm like mostly Scottish, you fucking cunt.
Yeah, but you're not Galb, is my point.
Well, Galb's not a Scotsman, he's Welsh.
Well, Welsh then.
Anyway, right, wedge, that's pretty much easy to do. Next one, I think we've got, some of you may know this, some of you may not, it's pretty obvious, but it's pretty easy to move to. An echelon left or right. So if I was to call out an echelon left of Mega, what would happen? Fuck me, you guys are just too good. I just don't have I basically don't have a job today. I could just sit here and drink cider and fucking cry myself to sleep.
Like every Sunday night.
Like every Sunday.
Yeah. It's the standard Sunday to me. Yeah, echelon left and right, basically just a half wedge or half arrow, if you, whatever you want to call it. Something, you know, if you don't want to expose yourself on one side, but you still want the wedge and not the line. Again, same principles as a wedge, and the same for echelon right. I'm not going to make you do that as well, but hey ho. Next one, Staggered Column. There's a road over there. Again, Mega will be the point man. Staggered Column. Let's get to it, boys. Come on. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Not down. Come on. Oh, this is disappointing. The last group had a few newbies and they did it. Come on, what is this? This?
Wait. Where's Mega? There's Mega.
I'm on the right.
You said column, right?
Yeah, so...
Staggered Column.
Oh, staggered.
Staggered.
I only heard column.
Oh, see,
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so
Team 1.
go between Cadius and Max.
Oh my god. Everyone push
Where the
forward
fuck
a
is
little bit.
Cadius?
Behind you.
Oh.
You're ruining this for everyone.
I was told to go between Cadius and Max!
Yeah,
On this side of the road.
Here,
There we
yes,
go, there we
you're
go.
here.
Yeah.
You're exactly there. Fine, good, right.
Exactly.
Jesus. I
Yeah.
can call him. Oh, fuck me, honestly, that was more difficult than it should have been, Tizzy. Jesus.
Well, I was almost good in the beginning.
Almost, yeah, you were almost. Anyway, staggered column, pretty good. Again, useful for moving down the roads, keep yourselves nice and spread out. If you take contact from the left and the right, obviously one side can just drop, so I know you guys don't have compasses, because the last lot all laughed at me when they said that. South is on that side, north is on that side, or left is south, right is north, if you want to do that. But if you're taking contact from the south, obviously everyone on this side of the road can obviously just drop and start engaging, and if nothing's on your right or to the front, everyone on this side can then immediately just fill in the gaps. Pretty simple, and again vice versa. That means you can both engage from both left and right, and if you form getting shot at from the front, both sides can then split off into a proper line, and then immediately engage back at the enemy. Pretty standard stuff. I don't imagine we'll have to run through too much theory on that. You all kind of get it. You're all pretty competent. Everyone got that?
Yep.
Yeah. Right, let's come back up over in the fucking shit show place over here. Mega mate, come on, I know you think you're competent enough, that doesn't mean you don't have slow reactions.
I can't figure out how to go back to jogging again. It's just not working.
WNS, mate.
It's not working.
Alright,
Just keep pressing it and it'll works.
Okay, I have a question, bro.
So, say you're heading up to like a compound
Press
or
C.
an urban area, what would you go for, a wedge or an arrow? An arrow or a column, line, I can't even know what I'm saying now. Try it again.
Right.
A wedge or a line?
I do a wedge. It depends. Actually, no. It depends on the terrain. Personally, if it was an open ground, I'd do a line. If it was like sort of a foresty sort of shit like that, you mean with the trees, I'd go for a wedge. It really depends on you, but like,
yeah, because a lot of times we basically come out of like a tree line to hit a town, and there's always open ground between us and the town.
Yeah,
so.
I'd say usually if it was an open ground, like say we're assaulting that place, right? And we're all here, I'd do a massive line, get yourselves all nice and spread out, good enough distance so that a grenade or like some bullets wouldn't catch up and hit the left and right people of you. Basically, you want to make sure that you'll get enough people up to that line with the less amount of casualties and the most spread out. But with a line, everyone can face forward and everyone can shoot.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Yeah. It's mostly a case-by-case basis whether a wedge or a line is better, but both of them form the same sort of strategy, which is a wedge is whether you want the flanks more covered as well. So say like in a wedge, you can watch both. So the west is over there, but you can also watch the southwest and the northwest a bit better. And you kind of form like a mini semicircle, if you know what I mean. So you can cover all around there. Whereas if you're just assaulting this straight up compound, a line is just good enough because there's not going to be anything on the flanks, is there?
Yeah. Another question. You've just said line, but I know some people get very touchy if you don't use extended line.
Extended line. I'm not fussed, but yeah, extended line and a line both. I think if you want to be really nitpicky about it, extended line is just more spacing.
Yeah, that's what I've been figuring, but yeah.
Gonna be my follow-up question in terms of spacing, because I always underestimate grenade blasts.
Yeah.
It's basically.
What is actually good spacing on this game?
So between me and you, right? Probably about here. If something lands in between us, we'll probably both get shrapnel, but live. No, it depends on how many you are. I think the less there are of you, obviously the more spread out you can be. If there's more of you, then you just gotta basically just give yourself nice enough spacing. But about from here to you, I'd say about this sort of is nice enough for a massive open field.
Cool.
It depends on the terrain, but yeah. It's usually about there.
If you've got shock tech, I usually aim for one circle.
Yeah, and that's shock tech is usually about one circle.
Okay, yeah. So I just find the grenades and blasts a lot more powerful than you expect. Like the shrapnel,
they are random. You know what I mean? They are random, but it's just usually about that. But yeah, so that's kind of that. So from that, we're gonna kick it back up into a line anyway. We'll use Mega as the middle point, facing towards that compound over there. If you want to just bring yourselves back over to the line where it touches the grass over there behind you, just form the line over there, and we'll get that sorted. Mega on the middle, just give yourselves nice and even left and right of him. Facing doesn't have to be too much, but give yourself some decent amount.
I'm gonna go over here.
So, does everyone know bounding?
Bounding?
But one team covers, one team moves.
Yeah, basically that's it, pretty much. So, the basic gist of it is, there's two different types of bounding. There's bounding and leapfrogging, but for now we'll go through bounding. Leapfrogging is basically the same, but it's a little bit more, but we'll do bounding first. So, straight down the middle.
Oh.
Whoa.
What the fuck?
The hell? Oh god.
Somebody's messing with the radio. Don't.
Somebody activated a radio trigger.
Yeah, if you're scrolling through the triggers, don't fucking do it. Right, everyone, just go back to your spots. It's fine. Just go back to where you were. Don't fuck about with the fucking radio or the numbers. Are we all here?
Yeah, back again.
Fucking rude interruptions. Just form back up again. That's fine. Fucking Christ, I was like, what the hell happened there?
Where did Mega go?
Where was I?
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, so we're in a line. Bounding. Basically, bounding is more useful for when you want to contain a sort of.
for fuck's sake.
God damn it!
What's going on? Wow.
I teleported. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to get back. Why are you not in separate group? Come in group.
It's all going on me, dude. I was still in your group, so.
Yeah.
I might get kick, yeah.
Spoilers, guys, don't look. Spoilers.
What is?
One's run off. teleport you back one by one. Who's in the group now?
Everyone was with me, just come stand by me. I'm gonna do it.
Actually, I know exactly where we are, don't I?
Hey,
Yeah, I know.
over here. If you're with me, come over here. If you're with me, over here, so that you can teleport you.
You're literally about to kill yourself.
At this rate, if this fucking... If I cannot get a fucking...
Guys, teleport to Delta from this flagpole.
Yeah.
If you're not in my group.
Delta?
Jesus, I'll teleport you back.
Okay, Delta. Okay, Delta. Oh god damn it!
What the oh my god, I just came to the sandbag.
Okay.
What is doing this?
Oh.
Either way.
Oh!
Wow.
Is there a trigger looping or something, great?
Oh Jesus.
We're doomed. We're all doomed.
Just, like, you just keep re-spawning. What?
Don't move then. Just stay in the same place.
I think there's a trigger looping or something like that.
I'm scared.
7th.
I'm restarting the server because someone's fucked up and spamming.
57 CG does all you need is kill.
I think it was Mega.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, Mega's fault.
Yeah.
It's bad, Mega.
I heard Mega say he was going to do it.
I heard it's one of the one of the Australians. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
probably the one from Eastern Australia.
Oh, Canberra.
But you know, east is west in Australia because everything is upside down.
Yeah.
Make sure you
I'm gonna,
take your ground hooks as well.
yeah, I'm just gonna create a couple teleporters to go to the locations rather than using the fucking.
It was like the trigger looped or something. I don't know.
I think there's an error somewhere.
Yeah.
So,
You sure that was not intentional?
Oh Jesus.
Right.
We could just take a vehicle.
Get shot by Gray.
Goat cheese produced in Lapis.
I remember this place.
I remember. You remember?
Anyone remember when we had a blackout? Oh wait, we
Come
don't
on, off to
talk
the
about
small
it.
house you go. Come on. Come on, off you go. One of you's gonna be made into fucking nuggets.
Alright,
Come on, off you go.
Piper's team, with Piper going northwest. Piper's going northwest.
Piper, we still don't have fucking compass.
Oh, well, it's by the big old radio signal. Don't go in the sandbags, do so like a pleb.
The
Wow.
North Korean spy's missing.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Caddy, that's a bit further back.
If you can get away for 2 seconds out of fucking bounding training, honestly. Right.
Fuck.
Dynamic, dude.
That's a bad sign, considering this island has been abandoned by
We're a
the.
base, dude. We're a base. That's what it is.
We don't have any jets.
Hey, fuck up, bounding.
Those
training
aren't
right
our
now.
powers.
Fuck up. I turn to talk. Alright, bounding. Let's get back to it. Everyone got the basics of what it was, yeah? 2 different fire teams moving up on a position, yeah?
Yeah.
Basically, what it's going to be doing is going to be... You've got your whole team, you want to assault this position, you've got a bit of open ground to cover, but you don't want to, break it off or run everyone into bullets, Obviously, that's not a smart maneuver. Megan, stop, touching your buttons and your keyboard and chill for a second. Basically, what we'll be doing is we'll be splitting you up into 2 different teams. So Mega and the boys on the left, basically, we're going to call you Charlie, and everyone on the right, who have not called out, you 3 are here, are Delta, right? You'll be split into 2 different fire teams, and what happens is, one of you will be suppressing while the other one moves up. The other one will move up a good amount of distance. You guys will probably set it, but it'll be roughly about to here. Depending on the open ground, you want to move a bit further, but roughly about there. You know what I mean? So, and once you guys have done it, you call Delta set, and then Charlie, you'll obviously follow up, and you'll form up the exact same position that they are to form a line. So that's the theory of it out of the way. So if we get this ready, so squad get ready to bound. So we all set?
Charlie set.
Delta set.
Delta set.
Alright, Delta bound.
Delta set.
Set, Charlie bound.
Suppressive fire.
Oh, and that's pretty much a bound, and you can continue doing this in, you know, however many steps you need to, but this allows it so that one team is always suppressing, one team is always moving. Therefore, you're keeping the, you know, the suppression up.
It's fine, not suppressing anything.
Exactly. So, look, for the same thing, there's another one called leapfrogging, and leapfrogging is pretty much the same thing as what I've just taught you, except the second team, which will be you, Charlie, will then double the distance that they've just done. So you'll be moving up to about here. If you're calling out leapfrogging, there's bounding and there's leapfrogging. Bounding is when you keep forming the line. Leapfrogging is when you just keep moving up progressively. So there's always one team suppressing and one team firing. Whereas, you know, bounding you can keep the same. Bounding is probably more useful for short distances where, you know, you've got one spot like this compound here. You need constant fire on it. Whereas leapfrogging is more for like you want to do the same, but you've got to cover a lot more ground. You know, huge open field, and you need to get everyone over there as soon as possible. So leapfrogging is more suitable for that sort of scenario. Everyone kind of got that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't need any more run-throughs? All good? More questions? Alright, cool. Right, next one. Not bounding, I've just fucking done that. Peeling. Everyone know what peeling is? If not, shout out now.
Yep.
I'm a bit uncertain about it. I
Right,
think
we'll
I've used it in the past, but like
yeah, we'll
the
still
exact
run through it.
details.
It's not always used, but it will be used. Peeling is the same sort of thing as, you know, bounding in terms of, you know, the keeping up the suppression on the enemy. What you want to be doing is with peeling is that you want to make sure that you're caught out in the open. You've been, you know, you're being engaged. You've got no cover here, but you see some cover over there on the right, over the road. You want to pull back to there, but you also don't want to lose everyone by making everyone just get up and start moving, losing, you know, your suppression on the enemy. What you want to do is call for a peel. What will happen with a peel is that the most person furthest on the left will then will shout out, "I'm peeling." They'll shout their name and peeling. They'll run all the way around and form back up on the other side, again with a similar spacing, right? And once they're done setting up, they'll call their name and set, or just say set. What the second person will do is once they see the person behind them or go behind them, you know, hear it or whatever, you know, once you know they've sort of set off, you do the same. And then you keep going until you've done one full rotation of the whole squad, and the person furthest on the left is again the person furthest on the left. What they'll do is the person who's furthest on the right will call last man set, you know, and then that's the peeling done. And obviously you can repeat this a number amount of times to get to where your position is, but that's what it's most useful for. So we'll do a quick run through of it now. So whoever's furthest on the left, you just want to just call it out. So I'm going to say squad peel to the right.
Robo peeling.
Wait until he's set, right?
Well, you can wait till he's set. If it's, you know, if it's not that intensive, you can wait till he's set. If it is intensive, I'd go pretty quickly. You know what I mean?
Mega peeling.
I mean, Candy's gonna be very quiet. Decium peeling. Decium set.
Quick start healing. Set.
Max peeling. Half man set.
Yeah, so that's it. That's a full rotation of that. You've moved everyone over. You're a bit out of the open, and that's about it. That's peeling. You can do that both left and right. It's pretty simple. And obviously, like I say, if it's not as intensive, you can wait till he's set. If it is a pretty intensive one, you want to do it ASAP. Go when you hear the person running behind you, the first person that's ran. Or, you know. So that's about it on that. So if everyone wants to just form up a column facing onto the road here, behind me. Just get over here behind me. You can keep it quite close so you can hear me. Just get a quick column behind me. Creepy on me. Alright, you just bring it a bit closer. Mega, just a little bit. Oh, everyone just form in. Lean round or just step to the side a little bit just to get a look on the road. But this is going to be for a road crossing. So if we're crossing over a road, we've just come out of a forest, say, we don't know what's left or right of us. It's like literally teaching a 5-year-old how to cross the road except with fucking guns, alright? Pretty simplistic. First man, so that'll be Mega, will be looking, we'll get to the road, he'll look either left or right, he'll prone, and he will just sit there like this. He'll just watch down the road, the rest of the column will hold, and then the next person will do the opposite on the other side. So first of all, person will do that. Next person will come over to here, up over here. Very simplistic. Once that happens, the rest of the column then moves across. We'll move across the road, and once you're across the road, column calls, set, or your column's ready, and then, or the last man across gets over there and calls out the column's, last man across. And then you two will get up and follow me at the back of the line and keep moving out. Pretty simplistic. Usually you do it with 2 men. If you've got a larger team and it's a bit more intense, you probably do it with 4. But generally you want to make sure you've got one person looking on both ways. Literally the same as that fucking hedgehog, which some of you may or may not know because you're in a different country, you might have different things. But very simplistic. We'll just do a quick rundown of it right now. So Meg, if you want to just take up a position, left or right, doesn't matter. But whatever you call out, just say watching left or right. Obviously, if you had a compass, you'd say that, one. I see here immediately we've gone wrong because you're both right next to each other. Like a staggered column, you want to have it over the road. The first man obviously sets up straight away on this side, and then the person sets up on the other side. Well, yeah, it's supposed to be, you're this way and the other person the other side, but one of you just pick the other side and just do it now. There you go, right. Both watching both directions, you're clear enough, that way the column goes across now, so column get across, go, covering. When you're last across, call out last.
Last man across.
Yep, that means the guy's covering, get up and peel it in. And column's set and ready to go because your last man's on. Always focus on calling out last man across and everything like that. That's pretty much simple on that. Everyone kind of got that? Any questions?
Nope.
That's that. Those are pretty much the formations. They're not all really the same, but they're all pretty much. It's pretty dead easy. So I just want to form back up over there by my fucking casting couch table, and then. Yeah, I'm an expert coder. I also bought a lot of bottles of water, or Voda, if you guys are into that. Not vodka, we took out the K.
That's code though.
This is my Linux laptop, dude.
I think it's broken.
It's like my anime.
Oh, that's what Linux looks like.
No such file or directory, which means the teleports were all fucked up. It was me.
Oh, I know the computer brand. Awa.
Anyway, that's kind of formations out of the way. Next one we'll be doing, it's only rough theory on this, but obviously because it's more case by case basis, but if everyone can open up their maps and look up to 116045, there's a compound, I'm going to circle it. The crude circle potato fucking thing. Can everyone see that?
Yeah.
Anyone not see it, call out and I'll guide you.
Yeah, I can't see it. What are we looking, sorry? I didn't hear you.
East of the island that we're on. 116045 is the grid.
Potato.
Secrets.
The weird potato shaped thing I drew.
Yes, you can.
I can't.
What?
How can I see it?
I'll see it. Hold on, literally the island that we're on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I get you now.
Hold the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it. Don't draw shit, please. That compound there. Basically, say we're a little 6-man team that we've got, or a little buddy crew that we've got right here. We're approaching in from the west along the road. There's enemies inside that compound. I'll call out a few people and just right. And we're gonna basically just give a few different scenarios of how we'd approach that as an assault. So if we're approaching in from the west, we've got a 6-man team coming up this road. We've got standard equipment, there's a few guys, 1 or 2 ATs, maybe a designated point man. The rest of you just normal, maybe an AR. Nothing crazy. How would we approach that position? From there, Mega, what would you suggest first? Looking at the terrain, looking at that objective, what would you suggest?
I suggest we move up to this line in a staggered column. Then we split off the sides. One fire team setting up here as an overwatch, while the other one sets up here as an overwatch. And then we just basically this team just starts moving in this direction while this team is covering. And as soon as this team is at the compound's edge, I'd have this team move up either into this direction or this direction as they saw fit.
Yeah, that's one scenario. Right, Hobo, same position, same approach. What would you do differently?
I was being a lot more simplistic. I was just going to have everyone going in a line formation, just coming across here and hitting the compound.
Yeah, that's one way of doing it. Yeah. Anyone else got different strat?
Yeah, not bad.
Fucking mega.
Zuma, would you do it differently?
No, I agree with both Hobos and Mega's approaches.
If you were to do it differently, what would you do?
Well, let's just assume that we wanted to be sneaky. I'd probably have him go down here through the forest, so we could get closer before we got spotted. If we were trying to do it sneaky, that is.
Yeah, that's another approach. Anyone else got any other suggestions? No? I say this is a case-on-case basis, you know, with what we've got. You know, you can approach it from here. You've got this nice little hill that some people have identified here. Obviously, this tree line, we're not entirely sure from just looking at the map how thick it is or whatever, but assuming that this hill has got enough sight lines on both these positions, you could also set up another team to set up around over here, approach it from that side, and then use the low ground of the coast to hook up around here and hit from the north. Someone has, you know, CCM identified that you could use this little low ground here. You could also then send it all the way around and hit from the other side. Obviously, that takes a bit longer and it's a lot more reliant on visibility, but it is a plausible method if you could cut off a bit earlier, looking at the map. Attacking and defending a sort of places, again, it falls back to that sort of two-point system that we were going through before. You know, what can are your allies, what's your objective, and what's the enemy, you know? Where can they see out of this one building here? Can they see all like this, or can they look out down to the south like that? You know, it really does depend on what you've got and what you can work with. But you know, if people identify out the definite terrain advantages, like this hill here at 26, or the one up to 19, or like the approach in from the south like that, you know, it's more about using the map to identify what you can utilize with and what your numbers are. And the same goes for defending the opposite way, using the same compound. If you don't know where they're going to approach from, obviously you've got this building here, like I said, you've got ways to look out the west like that. I'm assuming it's got windows, I've no idea. You've got a couple of little spots that you can look out both left and right on there. You've got this this extra building here that can watch the coastline down there from there as well. Assuming this building as well has got good sight lines all around from the south. You know, there's definitely a case-by-case basis, but it's utilizing the map and looking at the gradients and the hills and the forests buildings. But it's a bit of a theory on that. But again, we're not really going to run through that because there's going to be a bit of the stuff later on that you're going to utilize. So to get different opinions, there are multiple ways of doing it. Some of them are more correct than others, but all of them can be done. It just depends on what you've got and what the enemy has got. So that's about that, really. Anyone got any questions, or anyone got anything they want to say that's completely different they want to just throw out there? I'm good.
Good. No.
Anyone got any questions? Anything else they want to know about? Anything I can try and give any information on from? No random formations you ever thought of? I think that's kind of that it, really. Then.
I mean, unless you want to cover the all-round defense thing.
That's a good point. I did forget about all-round defense. Everyone know what an ARD is? All-round defense.
Yep.
Okay. We'll just do a quick one anyway. Then I'll be the center point. You've not got compasses, so you can't really call.
Yeah, it's a bit harder with directions than with compasses.
You could just, spread yourselves out evenly. All-round defense on me.
Covering towards compound.
I've got the flag for.
Covering opposite compound, wherever that is.
Yeah, some of you are a bit too close. It's more of a circle, boys. You've got one filled in here. This gap. Yeah, got that there as well. That's more like it. Yeah. Obviously, the numbers thing, you kind of want, it's a circle. So 3 on each side, 2 to looking each direction in a way. So that's about that, really. ARD is usually most useful for when we're doing helicopter extracts, or we're out in an open field and we just want to make sure that we're watching every direction. We're all spread out evenly, so that a grenade or an RPG in the middle of all of us won't kill out every single person and ruin the whole mission for everyone. That's about that, really. ARDs are pretty simple. There's 2, people will call them out as ARDs. You won't hear all-round defense too much, but ARDs are usually the common phrase for it. Yeah, LZs and just sitting out in open fields is what they're useful for. Or if they're just called out in a compound, it's all around the fence, which just means make sure you guys are spread out enough that we're looking at all directions. Everyone got that?
Mm-hmm.
So I think you all pretty much know what you're doing with this. You get the fun job of teaching theory. Yeah, no, it's fine. You all just want to just gather around here and we'll just chill for a second. Hold there a sec. Alright, we all done then, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, if you want to use the flagpole, just teleport back to base, just scroll on it to base, make sure you don't go anywhere else.
Handcuffed as well. You can
Hey,
Mac over here, you're getting these faggots.
I can tap your shoulder.
And I'm getting this lot. Who are this? I got Max, I got Mega, I got CCM, I got Hobo, I got Eclipse, and whoever was with Mac previously, come towards me. I'm going towards the.
I was diddled by Piper on me.
I diddled all of them, and none of you will have exceptional treatment. You shall be diddled the same.
Get on that fucking wall. Go.
I signed up.
Oh.
Right. Touch those sandbags, boys.
You're all dead.
They're very sad.
Do not drop the soap.
They are indeed very sandbaggy. I do agree with you.
Oh.
Ooh, it's like magic.
It is magic.
Please grab a compass that some fuck left on the floor and a backpack radio. There's more in the box as well. There's, you don't have to all take it from the floor like jackals. Vega, you are on Whisper, I believe, so please fix that shit.
But I like being seductive.
Well,
Okay.
there you go, it works. Everyone has a backpack radio, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, boy.
Everyone has a compass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, that big old new case is here.
I don't. What the fuck?
He doesn't talk much.
Does he not talk very much?
Grape cut his tongue out. For
That's
back
his tongue.
talking.
Taking a lot of
Navigation.
silence.
It's
Okay.
got a dick in his mouth.
It's like, what, chastity for talking?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I should probably join your group so I can, like, make sure none of you, like, run off or do something stupid. So... Most of you already done what I'm about to teach you, but it's just like a nice refresher. Callouts can go suck a dick, because he's probably going to try to correct me on NATO things, but I'm English, so I don't care.
Well, he doesn't speak, so don't worry about it.
The go suck a dick bit is accurate anyway. So, setting up your radios, as you know, left control P is your short range. For this exercise, if you want to change your short range to 110 for me.
Mega check.
System check.
Max check.
Check.
Go on, Callouts, do it. Okay, 110 Callouts, do it.
The spasm.
Like getting a special needs kid in your class.
I mean, yeah, have I just got like a mute in my class? Is that what it is?
How did you
Like-
pass the test?
Maybe, you know Quiet from Metal Gear. It's
One
like,
tap PS, two for no.
if you've seen Quiet from Metal Gear, that's what Callouts is, but they dress him up in the same outfit as well. I can hear your radio going off. I guess
He
you're
has
right.
no voice, but he must scream.
Yeah, exactly. Sing. Alt P is for your long range backpack. If you want to set that to, what have I got? I think I got mine on. Oh, I don't have mine. I believe they should probably already be on 50 because people. Oh no, yeah, set them to 50 if you haven't got. And then
Mega check.
System check.
it is to use the long range backpack. You hit control caps locks rather than caps locks by itself.
Check.
Yeah, I got that boy. Callouts, negative, can't hear you. 1 by 5. 5. Oh, Max, better do it for me. I gotta hear you on that long range.
Max check.
Yeah, go on then, Hobo, I gotta hear you on that long range.
Nope, I fucked up already.
What's happened? What are you doing?
I barely use his long range, so I'm trying to get my head around it. One sec.
Alt P, same thing. So hit Alt P, drag it, 50, and then on FREQ is to set the frequency.
Is it 750 wrong?
50, 50, 50. It doesn't go past 60 something on these ones because they're weird. So
Okay. And then was
also,
it
Oh, control and caps locks is my default.
Hobo check.
Hey, that boy from God, back down again. So yeah, that's the basics. The more confusing bit we're going to use for the secondary radio, so your short range radio. So if you all hit Control P, hit your numpad 2. Tell me when you've all done this.
Done it.
Sound off.
Done.
Yep.
He seems done
It
it.
is done, my lord.
Okay, so I can instantly tell because he's nodding. Change your... So we're going to do additional channels. Some people struggle with this and whatnot. So you want to hit the left arrow next to the right arrow and what looks like the refresh page setting. And it should now say, instead of saying C2, it should say A2.
Yes.
That's correct.
Change
Yes.
this radio frequency to 66.6. And then hit enter.
The number of the devil.
Once you have done this, exit your radios and don't speak on them just yet. Okay, you got it, Eclipse?
Yep.
Got it.
Alright, switch back to your first channel by hitting a numpad 1. Ooh, spicy.
Done.
News. You got it, Eclipse?
Yeah.
Okay, so once you're on numpad 1,
So this is me talking on a... Blah, 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 blah. Someone hit the wrong key.
Max, you might want to Control P and hit the speakers off for me so it's on headphones. It's
Alright.
the right arrow, because I can hear myself.
Well
Anymore. So yeah, so...
Caps locks, this is... I don't... Who the fuck?
It was me.
That was no, it was me.
No, it's over, Ben.
You hit speakers instead of additional channel, but you probably also did additional channel. So if you turn your speakers off for me, Herbo.
What, the short range, long range?
Yeah, short range. So you've got speakers on, so it means I can hear myself. It's the one next to set additional channel. It will say speakers. Make sure it's on headphones.
I'm a spooky ghost. I'm still a spooky ghost. I can hear myself. Ooh, spooky ghosts. Ooh, ghosts. Wait, spook? I've done it. I don't know. Did you do it on the long range? Possibly. No, it's on the short range. Yeah, short range. Yeah, it needs to be off. I can still hear myself. Woo, spooky ghosts. Woo. Ah.
I'm completely confused on what I'm doing.
Control P.
Yeah, short range.
Yeah. And then there's speakers on the bottom right arrow. So it's the arrow that's pointing to the right, and it says
Oh,
speakers. Yeah.
I'm no longer a spooky ghost. That's good.
So yeah. So
Caps locks. This is me talking 110.
I think by default T is the default transmit additional.
Yes.
That is correct.
So you should see when you hit T, Hobo, it will say 120 transmitting instead of 110.
Surely you mean 66.6.
Oh, that one. That's the one. Sorry, I meant.
The devil. The devil indeed, yourself.
Alright, that's good. That's pretty much that radio part done. There's nothing really much I want to teach you. Hobo inadvertently found out how to do speakers. If you all line up horizontally with me over here. So just line up horizontally in front of me, sorry, not on me.
That's all.
Horizontal, my voice.
No, we're gonna get shot in the face.
That guy, I'm pointing there for a reason.
What?
I'm pointing there for a reason. Horizontal, not vertical. There you go. So we're gonna do the sighting and contact information relay. Relay, like that tower. Bam, got it from God myself. So the three things you want to remember, and then an abbreviated thing at the end, are the 3 Ds and A. So distance, direction, and description, or direction, distance, description. Doesn't really matter as long as description's on the end and distance and direction are the first two you do. You're Gucci. We'll do one by one. Mega, come here, you fucking fool. Right, you've been given a compass for a reason. You're going to use compass bearings. Do you know how to use the compass correctly, sir?
Sir, yes, sir.
Good. I want you to give me that spooky tower is eyeing you up weird. Give me the 3 Ds on that tower. That radio tower.
Enemy radio tower, 350. Distance, 500.
Description?
I said it's a radio tower.
It's an enemy radio tower.
It's an enemy radio tower.
He said that. I mean, it was the first things he said.
That's good though. Nice. Cavius, you're up, little bitch. Right, Right, Mute Boy. See the ruined house. Give me your 3Ds on that. Right there. That ruined house right there. I'm pointing to it. Point to it again.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, here's that. You did a good job on that custom face. It eerily looks like you. I'm not gonna lie.
Got it off the police from a mugshot.
Yeah. I'm guessing he's typing out all of his fucking.
It's gonna take a while, isn't it? Type faster, Cadius!
Oh, you really get rid of it all just to fucking type that? Fucking back in the line would be time waster. God damn it. CCM on the spot. What can I give you? Oh, greenhouse to your northish.
The one with the thingy on the top of it.
I don't know. I guess the one with the thing on top of it. I'm pointing to it just for you.
Yeah. 700 meters, enemy greenhouse. 20 degrees.
Description at the end. So normally direction is always best to give first, purely because the squad can swivel to look at it. Distance doesn't have to be accurate. I would say 700 meters is a bit overkill, but
I've never been good at judging distance by eye.
I mean, it's fine as long as you get. Again, this applies to everyone, it's including Australian. As long as you get a rough distance correct. So if they're really far away, saying 800 meters away, normally, if people are trained at judging by eye, they'll probably be the first ones to get it wrong. But then they will still see it if it's a far contact. So as long as you express how close they are, even if you're incorrect, it's still correct in a sense because people see it and then
So might it be better to say far, 20 degrees northeast, enemy greenhouse.
You can do that. So danger close is within. Fuck, Case can correct me as soon as I get this incorrect, but I think danger close is within 100 meters normally. It can also be. Is it 50? Oh, in England it's 100 for some reason because
that's why we've got more people alive.
Yeah, we just killed them quicker. And then you could do far, medium, close if you wanted, but then again that's all into interpretation of because you guys never fought. You guys just surrendered instantly. Anyway, Max Power up on the plate.
Alright.
I want you to give me the 3Ds on. I'm losing terrain features to. You see the power lines quite far north.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yep, give me the 3Ds on them.
I'll give you the 3Ds on them. It's 800 meters, 05 power line.
Okay, the power line has it's actually a transformer and it's turned into an AA gun. What are you going to do? What's the description now?
Oh. It's 05, 800 meters, AA gun.
That's correct. Do you know, so if it was a Tunguska, what would you say instead of AA gun?
What's a Tunguska?
That is the Russian anti-air tracked vehicle that has the 4 big boy cannons on it.
Alright. Well, I'd say 05, 800 AA truck.
Yeah, AA truck or tracked AA or mobile AA also works. Back in the line with you.
Question. If there was a power line transforming into an AA gun, wouldn't you call that as a transformer then? Because it could take any shape.
Okay, so now it's an AA gun.
I mean, strictly speaking, you would call that as a, oh god, we're all fucking dead as we have no guns.
Deal with the now and then. Okay, so he's got little faith. Eclipse on me. You're gonna get a big boy one, I guess. I'm literally running out of landmark features. What the fuck is this shit? Fuck it. You see the cliff to my left? Just give me a rough bearing on that, and then the 3Ds on that big one there.
Okay, 600 meters, 330 hills.
Yep. The enemy hills have now transformed, and there are 2 sections of enemies on them. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna say now?
600 meters, 330, 2 sections of enemies.
So you could say 2 sections of enemies, but it's hard to count when you're in the middle of a firefight. You can
Lots
say
of enemies.
multiple foot mobiles is a good one. Large foot mobiles or many foot mobiles. Something along that line. Or just many inf. Yeah, something along that. Back in the line with you! Overvan, up you go, or hobo. Whichever one. He is a hobo indeed.
Can I pick my own target?
I mean, what do you want as your own target then?
That container?
Yeah,
Discard.
container. It's the bear. Come on, it's quicker.
250,
Quicker. All
danger
dead.
close, enemy container.
Yep, indeed. The enemy container is now just turned into a T-80. What is it?
What did it turn into?
A T-80.
Piper.
Russian tank.
Piper, maybe you should call out the contact coming straight at us.
Oh god. I mean, I would if he wasn't lagging. MBTs.
The 250 danger ghost. Danger close? Danger ghost?
Yeah, danger ghost, danger close. I still know what you mean.
MBT.
Alright, back in the line with you, peasants. Alright, that's pretty good. Again, so those are the 3Ds, and then the little in the bracket at the end that Piper never really talks about, but is still useful, is action. So, who was it that I had? Say Max Power's tracked AA starts moving over there, and I can see it, and it's moving to the right or to our east. I would say tracked fucking distance and direction. So it's to my 3 degrees, 400 meters. Tracked AA moving from west to east. Just to give people heads up, squad lead then gets the heads up, and then he can tell other squad leads there's an AI moving around, it's going to fuck us if it sees us, if we don't have any AT. That kind of stuff. Descriptions as well, if you're not taking contact, or it's not heavy, or you can kind of make out stuff. Say you guys are the bad guys, and I'm spotting you, and all of you are riflemen, except Cadius and Mega, they have an MG on their back that they can set up. So I would say section, and then I would spot heavy MG, last 2 men, whatever. If they're moving in a line, that's always useful. Because you want to kill the stuff that will kill you quickest. But that's pretty much designating and citing context. You mostly know your communication etiquette, don't you? So stuff like out means you don't want a response. Over means you await a response from whoever you're talking to. The English would say, hello, 1-1, this is 1-2, but sometimes you can just say, 1-1, this is 1-2. Copy is you've understood or heard the last message. How copy is asking if they understood or heard your message. Affirmative is yes, negative is no. Roger, roger that, you understood. Int rep is intelligence report, so that's normally a higher up position, giving you intelligence as a lower down, and then there should be no radio chatter in between that. Sit rep is your situation report, so that's normally from guys on the ground to a higher up, so then they can form a bigger plan. Again, there should be no radio chatter from other people trying to like butt in, unless it's deathly important. Contact, obviously infantry or whatever. Vehicles or foot mobiles. Standby or standing by, so I would be something like Max Power, this is Piper. Heavy enemy contact, stand by, and then he would say, oh, this is Max Power, standing by. And I'm now fighting off 7 sections with my knife. I've killed 3 of them, and then I go back, Max Power, this is Piper, heavy enemy sections, 3 enemy sections down. Basically, because I've been doing something that requires me to take my attention off the radio, I had to make him stand by, so I wasn't going to get killed trying to like discuss stuff with him. Same with wait 1 you can also do, which is 1 minute. Sit rep you normally, sorry, not sit rep, sorry. Standby is normally 5 minutes before either command will check on you, or they just disregard whatever you said previously. Disregard, again, request the receiver disregards your last transmission, so I would say, CCM, this is Piper, Cadius is a cool and friendly person, oh wait, disregard.
Cadius is going to end up crashing your helicopter with you on board, you know that, right? On purpose.
I mean, I always like to go down on a blaze of glory as
I'm more worried about the cost to the IGU units.
Radio check, so you go from 1x5 to 5x5. 1x5 is you can't hear people very well, 5x5 is, hey, I can hear you pretty well. Fire mission indicates your request for support, so that can be either from Callius crashing his helicopter into the enemy because he overshoots it, or artillery. And then interrogative is you're gonna ask someone a question. So
Mega, stop that.
Piper to max power. I do like prunes. Interrogative, should I eat more prunes? And then max power will say yes, eat more prunes. But I don't like prunes at all.
Can I just use question? Because
yeah, hit me up questions, do it.
Can I use that word question instead of interrogative, which is very hard for me to say?
Yeah. If you can't say it, then you can say question. I understand that most of you, actually all of you, actually no, most of you are foreign here. So if you can't say the English word, please just say whatever the most basic version of that word is. I do not discriminate. If I discriminate, I don't get my bonus paycheck and all that good stuff.
Oh, so you haven't gotten it for some time then?
Yeah, exactly. So another one is medical assistance. Please, we need less of oh shit, I've been shot in the leg, I'm bleeding everywhere. And then less of that, please. Okay, I'm looking at you, Mega. No, I don't know why I'm looking at you, but we need more of literally name, location, wound. Again, radios is I've given this description to every single group I've had. You want to give the least amount of detail by giving the most amount of detail in abbreviations. Military intelligence A. So you've been shot in the leg. Cecin's been shot in the leg while Braveheart charging a tank. He will then say Cesium hit left leg, or leg if he's in the firefight and he can't determine which leg it is. And then I say light, medium, or heavy wound. Other people say like green, orange, red for types of wounds. I don't know what other type you can say. Like, it's pretty difficult to like go into your menu and see, oh, I have a large abrasion in my left leg. You don't really need that. If it's bleeding all over the place and it's red, heavy wound or red wound. If it's not too bad, medium wound, like if it's a shot and it's bleeding, or if it's grazed you but you still need some sort of like painkiller or something like that, it's a light wound, pretty much. If everyone understood that. Actually, I'll just do a rundown. Hobo, oh shit, bad guys, you've been shot in your arm, your left arm to be specific. You're not in a firefight currently, as the contact's been dealt with, but what are you going to say?
Hobo hit left arm.
And then type of wound, if like, so it's an AK, so 7.62 spooling around your arm.
No, avulsion.
I know that's, but it's a spool, so. So go on then, give me 7.62 in your arm. What are you gonna do, Hobo? What is it? Medium, heavy?
Hobo hit left arm. Medium hit. Wait, what's it for 7.62? Is that heavy? No, that'd be medium.
Medium.
Yeah.
Being hit by a dishcum is a serious cause of concern, as that's 12.7 millimeter. And then there's obviously like the basic stuff, like not using the radio for unimportant chatter. If we're like patrolling somewhere, or we're like walking from point A to point B and there's no contact, there can be a bit of banter on the radio. That's fine. Normally, if you're using, would use you just use chatter, and you could go to shout instead to talk to whoever's far up on the head. So then the radios are clear. But you need to be in the mindset that as soon as contact hits, you instantly switch, like that like trigger in your head goes off, and you're in like combat mode, and you're ready to receive orders and give like contacts and calls out. I think that's pretty much it, other than abbreviations. So I just give those foot mobiles or inf, or they have another name. I can't remember what it is, but that's infantry. Technical is normally a armored car or some sort of vehicle with a fucking machine gun on it. Like you see the ISIS boys with their little Ford Fiestas and the dishguns on the back. I don't know what they actually are. Ford pickup, that's the one I was looking for. MBT is your main battle tank. IFV is infantry fighting vehicle. APC is armored personnel carrier. That right there, oh boy, shit! Going at 150, fast mover, 500, moving northwest to southeast. There you go, it's a fast mover. He's coming back to chaos.
Great.
Fast mover, bogey, jet, doesn't matter. Helo is normally always helo. Again, you'll get extra brownie points if you can differentiate between a gunship and a transport helo. Gunships fuck you up very quickly. Transport helos, not as much. I think that's about it, to be honest. If you would like to all put your equipment back in the box, any questions before we teleport back or anything like that?
How many woodchucks, woodchuck wood, if a woodchuck wood could woodchuck wood?
8.5.
You did that wrong.
I know.
Other than that, again, like I said, radios, you want to abbreviate it so you're getting the most info out of the shortest amount of time. If there's a bad thing coming towards you, you need to alert your squad, because then hopefully you will die and not your entire squad. Is the best outcome. So, say all of us suddenly got attacked by a T-90, I would obviously run the other direction while Eclipse would call out for me and get shot, and because we have no AT, we could all run away, and so Eclipse would be the only casualty. If Eclipse was just screaming on the radio as he got mauled by the tracks of the T-80, then we would also all be gunned down in the eventual firefight that ensued. Apart from me, because I'd be running away because I'd see the T-80. Other than that,
I think you would hear it first.
But it snuck up on us. It's a sneaky T-80. If you'd like to teleport back to the base, I love you all very much. Kiss, kiss, long time.
Don't believe you.
In every other game, so that makes sense.
Hey, it's Spaceman back again. Another 360, back at God, and then back up again.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Like button, boy.
Oh, Eclipse got mauled by a T-80 that snuck up on him, by the way.
I thought it was a T-90.
Oh, T-90, sorry. The
They
first
claim
one.
on other people.
What flag is Megarix in? Has he switched allegiance?
No, that's the Austro-Hungarian. Yeah. No, the Austro-Hungary. Hungry hippos.
Oh Jesus! Australia-Hungary hippo flag.
Oh, if anybody's ever playing this map, if you stand in this area.
If you stand in this area.
Oh god, this. What's happening when you go in there?
Where are we going?
I don't know.
Okay, engage.
We'll die horribly.
Okay, engage. Okay, not engage. Rape cave.
Go down,
is...
Papa, you broke it.
I mean, if I broke the rape cave, is that really a bad thing?
No.
Exactly. You'll thank me later.
Yeah.
Well, they've just been teleported to some magical place. You could probably... I think they went to the main military base. Yeah, they did.
Oh, yeah, like, yeah.
I could take you there. Rape's not going to teleport them back, but I think you probably will teleport them back. So.
There's guns.
It worked eventually.
A helicopter?
Oh, spicy memes.
No, we're back already.
Somebody's got a parachute. Good job. We're gonna go over quickly, just very quickly, some weapon and medical stuff. Then go straight to the exercise. We might run over a little bit because it's taking a bit longer than usual, the restart and all that shit. So just come over here and come to the weapons. Question mark.
Los, forwards, auf geht's.
Over there.
Weapons, question mark.
Weapons?
I answer the question mark, yeah. Weapons?
If everybody grab a E3 and some mags from the box, please.
Oh, I hate these guns.
You don't like the G3s?
I really don't.
Fucking
I know.
No. Fucking communist, let's kill him, I say.
Oh, you did not shoot me, you fuck.
No, not you, the one who hates the guns, you fucking goof.
Who hates guns and plays armor, dude? Like,
Matthews.
I'm actually a
He hates
pacifist.
specific gun.
No, just.
Oh, that's why you started a medic team.
Right.
I want to see people suffer.
So if everybody's got a gun and a couple of mags.
I can't open the crate.
I would take two, but.
I just wait till a few people are away from it and then.
Oh no, take my gun then, you goddamn.
No. There's more over here in that box.
One might disappear if I can get some guns.
Everyone, you all good? So there's a few functions in ACE that I just want to go over to make sure everyone knows. Well, let's start with Control R. We'll check the ammo in your magazine. Everyone wants to press Control R. You'll see roughly how much ammo you got. We don't have ammo counters in ACE, so that's the way you check. If you get a jam in your gun, you want to press Shift R, and it'll basically do a reload animation.
Synchronized sound.
It's delightful.
So Control R is check ammo, Shift R is clear a jam. Right. With these guns specifically, which is our standard issue rifle, if you press page up and page down, you'll see that the iron sights actually move around to your zeroing. The one I would recommend using most of the time is the 100-meter one if you're using iron sights, since you get a open sights rather than a closed circle. It's a lot easier to see what's going on. The other thing that I want to mention is with launchers about backblast. So launchers in Ace have backblast, which is basically when you fire something, it creates a backwards force, obviously, and that force is so great it can actually hurt and kill people. So whenever you're firing the launcher, you need to check your rear to make sure nobody's there. Matthews is quite sneaky to often try and get a little lick of your bumhole. He's got to make sure he isn't around. So the basic way of doing this is just backblast clear, and then you just ask, and somebody will say backblast clear. Yeah, you just scream.
And then you die anyways because of armor.
Yeah. So that's the basics of that. If anybody wants to shoot some rounds down the range to get used to the guns, the way it handles, they have a single, fully auto, and burst fire.
Isn't that exactly like the ones we were using in the old?
They're identical, but for the people who haven't seen them.
You can also press Control U to set your gun on safety.
How many of us want to shoot first? How many of us want to shoot first? No.
It doesn't do the side safety.
Oh yeah, I should mention there is a whole shooting range down there.
Right.
So don't
Standing, everyone take a stand.
What about
the safety on again?
Control and
I have no idea.
console key from...
Right, everyone standing position.
Yeah.
What was the control? What was the safety button?
Control tilde with the...
Control tilde.
console,
Okay. Safety's supposed to be on now.
How do you do the zeroing thing?
Page up, page down.
Huh? Sorry again?
Page up and page down.
Page up and...
See on the top
Magazine at 30 rounds,
like
you're
from
on
whatever, however many meters
quite like that.
to like 400, 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I can actually raise my gun when I have it on safety, if I lower it.
Once your 30 rounds are up, please mark.
Oh, that's good. Cool.
Once your 30 rounds are up,
Hey, Matt. Fight me. Come this way.
Hey, mine and my boys will fuck you shit.
Guy left. Right, he's empty. Alright, you guys want to step back, make your weapons, see if whoever else wants to shoot, step up.
Lou, I love you, Ryan.
This is the way, instead of like a bunch of people just fucking shooting their guns around.
That's zeroing is best for this range.
I guess that 100.
Anyone else want to take
I'm white and red.
You want to make all the targets white, I want to make all
Yeah,
red.
yeah.
Right,
Wait, hold on,
fine.
sorry, what? Hold on. You want to make them all... I want to
I-
make them all white, so I'm shooting red.
Everyone want to
Yeah,
step
yeah, and I want to make them all red, so I want to make them... I want
You're
to
shoot white, okay, right, fine.
Easy then, give me a countdown.
Right, for the kneeling position.
3, 2, 1,
Magazine at 30 rounds.
go.
I'm out. It was calling it there. It was easy, dude. Oh, no, call it there, dude. New round.
Oh god, it's heavy. Shoot him.
Grape.
Once your 30 rounds are right, ceasefire. Okay,
Yes.
everyone's good?
I just received a message from Catherine saying that he might have acquired a helicopter.
Maybe, yeah. Oh no, there's one more.
No, I got it!
No, you don't do shit.
Shadow player, I got it.
Boom. No, you can check that, dude. Hey, independence. Was it all of them or no?
I mean,
That was all of them, yeah.
I was a bit. Nian, behave.
That's how I saw it. So.
CZ and Neon, if you want to step up and try to shoot each other.
Nah.
Balance it, go late before.
That's it.
What do we do?
I shoot, dude. Nice. There we go. There you go. Foul.
Right, CC and Neon.
I don't wanna.
Okay, Cadius then, see if you're any good.
No, that's White Jesus.
What are we shooting?
They're doing basically
Alright,
Neon.
on my-
Neon, you're shooting white.
Caddius, you're shooting reds. All 6 wins. On reload, end
That's
of
it,
round.
end of round. So on my go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, that was a neon win. I saw that. That was a neon win. It was all reds. That's a good one.
Yay.
It's a good win.
It's so good.
Alright, who's up next?
Fucking out of the way, boys.
I come out.
Lou Matthews. Alright, let me even it out.
Yeah,
Let's shoot bets.
There you go. Even.
Are we placing bets?
Right, yeah, we can place bets. What do you want?
What's the object of the game?
Right, I got all 6 on one colour. Matthews, you're shooting whites. Lou, you're shooting reds. You want all?
Okay.
Lou, you want all whites.
We've got 3 to 1 on Matthews, 4 to 1 on Lou. Place your bets now.
What are we saying? Place your bets, boys. Place your bets. We've got a good solid odds. You've got Matthews the sharpshooter versus Lou the crazy man. Who are we calling out? Who knows?
What's the rule? What's the game?
Rules are on reload, new round.
Okay.
Nobody goes over the reload.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, shoot, motherfuckers! It could be a
Oh, Lou reloaded.
Lou's out. Matthews? Does he have enough bullets to do it?
Oh shit, yeah.
Does he have enough bullets to do it? No. You out. Oh, does he have enough bullets to do it? Hey, there we go. That's it. There you go, boys.
Well, Lou, you're next up for target practice. Go on there.
Hold on.
Crazy man, Lou.
My God, come on.
That's how you call you crazy man, me sharpshooter.
What's that? Is that the thing you can only see in night vision?
Right, who's up next? Who wants to take the fucking round? Little game of crazy whites versus flaming reds, boys. Who's up?
Who's gonna bite me?
Oh, it's
an
I just
Adios, mate. Adios is back in. You know the rules, boys. Reds versus whites. Reload means ends of round. For you, anybody who can keep shooting if you're the person.
Oh, Nian, stand still. Nian?
What?
Nian. Oh no, don't move!
Place your bet.
You bastard, I'm climbing on your head.
Hey, I'm gonna say Caddy.
Okay, stand still.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, time up.
Is Catfish over here?
I don't know. He says he has no idea where he is. He can hear shooting.
Go, boys. 3, 2, 1, shoot.
I think he's lost, Scrape.
Yeah, I saw him around here a second ago. Where's Catfish?
Just teleport him here, I think.
He was here.
I can't see him.
He's back at the fucking thing.
How did he get back there? I mean, it's been ages since he played Arma.
What do we have? What do I have to do?
Great. Seriously though, that game is actually fucking awesome.
Yeah, I recorded Matthew, yours.
Yeah, did you? I tried to do it before when we were on there earlier.
Catfish and Tulla and Jesus, you all got a rifle. Grab a rifle from the box. If there's none in that box, and there's some over there in the other. Grab some ammo as well.
Can you get in these?
Ace has some interactions. Since we had Ace.
Jesus, I think you're bleeding.
Ammo count. So to check your ammo
I think
count,
you're bleeding.
Oh, you're gonna get another team.
Maybe.
You are bleeding.
Oh, you
I
can't
got.
see it.
I got. No, I got. I saw it.
You have to get one.
Yeah.
The G3 ball or person.
It does not have any anymore.
Oh, come over this way.
It's going to look at it.
Yeah, you know, children.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't.
Oh, specifically missed.
Those are fine.
Good. Be careful. Actually's gonna try and sniff your ass.
We're running out of ammo.
They can't seem to find the ammo for this weapon.
Jesus.
Yeah?
I have some ammo. Here.
Boy. My favorite round ammunition.
The fuck?
Oh, these are such suck.
Oh, we're loading up then.
There's HKM on there.
Okay, I'm back.
Why is there only one fragmentation grenade in this?
Grape, I'll be right back.
It's the wrong ammo.
Right, if you've got grenades and shit on you, put them away. I don't want to see them, I don't want to hear them. This is just a break, not a fuck around for all your fucking belongings out of the tram. Put them away.
What are we supposed to do?
Just chill. This is a break. This is a piss break, a toilet break, a go chill. No, we're not over.
Can you pick up weapons?
You can't go in the toilet.
Just wait.
Like you've locked
Want
the
to think
toilet.
about it, just go shoot the bullets at the range, that's all. This is the break. Don't want to hear cracks, I don't want to see cracks. If you start seeing that, you got me.
I'm back.
Like you can't even go in the toilet.
Can I have the 3 people who haven't done any of the
guys,
things?
Jesus Christ.
What?
Only the 3 people, so that was Solar, Catfish, and Jesus. They were in the
I can't
helicopters
access
when we
this,
did the.
Around.
I can't access it.
How the fuck
you
did you
can.
get up there?
Catfish.
Find it.
Go with the grape over there.
It's part of the mobs now.
Hang on, I can't fucking...
To your right, to your right.
Over here.
Over here.
Alright, so since Ace has a few unique things such as you can't see mag capacity, you need to know a few simple things which is Control R. If you press Control and R, you'll find it shows you your mag count in weight, not in bullets amount. If you get a jam in your gun, you press R because it makes a shink noise, which you could hear a second ago. Shink shink, you press Shift and R. Shift and R, it'll do a reroll animation and it'll clear any jam out of your gun.
Oh shit.
Doesn't do anything for me.
So much explosives in there.
It's not working for me.
You don't have a spare mag. So they're the 2 things you need to know about that. Another thing is Control, Shift and T will clear your glasses in case you get dust on them. For anybody who's wearing
Oh my
glasses.
god, thank you. I've been waiting to do this for
Really?
so long.
Control, Shift and T.
Wow.
Wait, you...
Something every day.
So I must...
I thought that was just natural to not be able to see.
Yeah, so we're gonna do
Wow.
yeah, so we're gonna do a quick medical and do the exercise.
Yay, medical.
Instructors, can you go everyone around? Let's get everyone around.
Yeah, open great.
Oh, my screen is fucking filthy.
Control, Shift and T, baby.
Safety's on. Safety's
That was in my actual screen though.
Oh, okay.
I wish it was that easy.
So, most of you already know the medical system. It's pretty simple, but for those of you who don't, it's... You basically look at the person.
The fuck was that?
Lower than that, boys, lower than.
You can press 0 to put it on your back if you want.
Or press Control U to put on safety.
Double press Control.
Oh wow, I didn't know this. This is good.
What's it?
In John?
0, or for us it's
Anyway. So the medical system is usually left Windows key. You can set it to a different key if you want, but it is a hover and release mechanism. So you hover over someone, and if whatever you want selected and doing, you just release while it is selected. To medical, someone needs to be fairly close. You're going to need them to stay still, otherwise it's going to be a pain in the ass to medical on them. And you look at the injured body part, and you'll apply a bandage and then any morphine that is required. We're going to do a more comprehensive medical later on, so I'm just trying to go over the basics of how it works. If you want to medical yourself, it's Control, left Windows key, and then you can get the list of options. You'll then be able to tell what you're hurt by and stuff, etc., etc. The ACE medical system also has a number of other things, which a lot of it will come down to in equipment, which will now be carrying micro daggers, which are basically a fancier GPS system, which has a compass and can move the GPS map screen around. The only people that will be equipped with these are pointmen, as well as team leaders. So not everybody will have one, but then might be important to know. Again, we'll go over that again. This is just a real quick rundown. We're now going to move on to an exercise which is basically going to culminate everything you've learnt today. You'll be staying in the same teams you have been, so 1, 2, and 3. I hope you all remember which team you were in. Lou, you're definitely not supposed to have that gun.
It was in the box over there, and I want to be different. I'll go dump it. I'll go dump it.
That's fine. So the basics of this exercise is you're going to spawn somewhere inside that big red circle, and you have to navigate your way to the HVT. So you'll be given weapons, a compass, a map, as well as radios. This is a team exercise, however each team is separate. The first team to get there and get to the HVT wins, I don't know, a day off from eating bananas. Something pointless. That doesn't actually make any difference.
Currency, innit?
Bananas is currency, yeah. You get paid 10 bananas.
Question?
1 second.
Okay.
Can we shoot each other?
It is a hostile environment. There will be enemy patrols. This is live fire. You cannot shoot each other. You are still friendlies. You are just competing against each other. So I'm going to put a box down. Oh, they fact is ready.
When blue helmets on.
He just means horrifically suppress the other team.
No,
before,
the boxes are down.
Yeah, can't actually hit them as long as we can shoot near them.
I was wondering if I put a box down at base.
I'm going to claim team 1 as my team.
I mean, team 3 was the one given to me, so.
Yeah, you're team 2, mate.
I'm sorry, team 1. I'm going to claim team 2 as my team.
The backpedaling.
Let me just...
conversation.
Hold on, don't look in the boxes. Do not look in the boxes.
No touchy.
Next. I need to add ammunition and weapons and then
I mean,
vests.
this is the worst diddle fiddler, so.
I didn't touch it.
All very restrained, yeah.
I mean,
Pipe, you want a 1v1 dude?
pretty much losing all my
I would win.
Hang on.
Guys, I'll tell you when you can look
anyway?
in.
Yeah.
Axe.
Great. Are you gonna put the same thing in both boxes?
No, there's been 2 separate things.
Well then, I'm gonna throw an idea out there and divide us down the middle. That side goes to that box, gets that bit. This side goes to that box, gets this bit. And then you swap around. Keep it orderly. Keep it orderly so it's not like.
Just split your points to the teams and then.
Yeah, but we'll collect them by team.
I'm gonna make multiple boxes and just play them away. I'm just trying to sort them out for you.
So should we already be joining into the different groups?
You can join groups and sort your radios.
Join on mono.
Join me. Hang on, I need to leave.
Join me. I'm on
Go mono, leave your team.
It's good. I think you're transmitting already.
Luke,
come here and join
Mono, group 1, yes.
Oh yeah, team 3.
Team management, leave group. Right, join me now.
Oh, 2-1, that's all straight.
Mono,
2.
leave your team.
What?
Leave your team. Probably
Team 2
no task.
on
Nakata, leave your group.
left group. Thank you. My group, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, Joe Grape is team leader, so leave this group.
Yo, Max, don't see the rifle, we should, okay?
I'm not helping.
Oh, I'm the team leader now.
You didn't say no.
I'm not a part of
You
it.
didn't say no, okay? You didn't say no. That's okay.
Is everyone in my...
Robo.
Yes.
There we go.
That's fine, that's fine. Alright, Mac, that's fine.
You have to split me a 5 in team 1.
Jesus.
Right, yeah, okay.
Elastic bandage and
Guys, did you
I know
fire
what
at the
it
range?
is, that's all.
So make sure you grab some ammo from the box, from the original box over there.
I mean, I was doing the vaping in the shed, right? So then he starts running around like crazy.
I think I spent like almost 200 hours on this map.
On this map? That's a lot of hours on this map.
I have quite a lot of knowledge about that area.
That's useful.
So do you volunteer as point man?
No, he's not appointment.
I volunteer as point man. I've been point man.
You know what I mean?
Is 19 magazines enough?
2?
19
Fucking win this one.
You all have radios? Alright, so we're just
You are the MMU.
just gone on back?
Yeah.
I guess I am.
We all have radios, yes?
You have radios, yeah.
Right, we'll change frequency as soon as we're over.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Yeah, okay.
We're just gonna drop
I'm
our
not
guns
saying
and
be
just run for
dirty.
the target.
I'm not saying be dirty.
Max for I think
But
an
win.
in-game.
Didn't we discuss?
Are we supposed to use
I don't
like
know what it is
the
real time,
stuff we
but-
learned, or can
Whoa.
we just win? Can we just win, Mac? Just keep just sprint.
Oh god!
Oh god!
What the fuck?
Grape, you monster!
It just
No,
killed
he's dead.
Cecil.
He's dead.
Just got hit by a box.
Did you
What
kill
the
Cecil?
fuck?
Yeah, where is our
Create
black?
a fly.
The box flew in the air. He's dead, dude.
What frequency are we supposed to use?
Well,
Dudes, we're on. I don't know.
I live!
Says you used to
Clip,
lucky, my
It's
dude.
done. It's done.
What's your team?
Oh, I guess they got 110.
Is this team 1 over here? My glorious team 1.
Wait,
Okay,
team
you guys
2
are on
got
110 by the way.
roll on 120. That's your radio.
Yeah. Let's go to 120.
120 check.
Team 1 over here. Team 1.
Check.
Team 1. Grab helmet, vest, ammunition, and all the other gear you need.
Is it me or is there just weapons and ammo?
Weapon, no, it's a different box for each different one.
No, they're all the same.
No, they're all the same, and they use weapons and ammo.
Oh, did it not copy the fucking... Oh my god, it didn't copy it. Which ones have the right ones in? Oh, it's the ones over
They're
here.
all the same.
It's all the
Yeah,
guns.
no, ignore these ones.
What? Oh god, I'm gonna hide before another crate lands on my head.
No, come this way. Guys, you're supposed to be doing this iron sights only. The boxes didn't copy how I wanted them to. They're all in these ones.
Alright, okay.
Iron sights
Iron
only?
sights only, yeah. Ditch your fucking scopes. I don't want to see
Oh,
any
yeah.
of you equipping
Mac,
them
you said we
out
gotta
of
win,
your
dude.
Yeah, but not with
That's
It was my fault. I thought the boxes copied properly, but they didn't. They just
E3s
copied. They
only.
copied their base loadout rather than what. they
Only
actually
the standard carbine or
standard G3s only, iron sights. If any of you,
There's
if we see any of you with
tons of
fucking like stuff equipped afterwards, we'll slap the shit out of you.
Fucking lasers.
There's no hiding it in your inventory. Literally dump it all.
Oh yes, there is.
fucking
If we see
lasers.
any
We're
of you
gonna
with
be
it
Zeus.
afterwards,
We're all three of us are gonna Zeus follow you, and if you see you do it, we'll
we're
just
gonna be
lightning strike
following
you.
You're just gonna get lightning strike and then left out for the rest of the round. So
Wasn't there supposed to be helmets?
Yeah.
Yes.
Grape.
Standard shit.
Wasn't there supposed to be helmets?
We go get more medicals.
Yeah, I'm just making a box.
Iron sights.
Oh god damn it.
This is what I meant. Fucking.
Okay, well.
Where's mono? We're gonna make a plan, mono.
don't fucking touch
Fuck's
that bomb
sake.
off, dude.
I don't have any ammunition for the G3.
Oh my god.
I'm making another box.
On the
Oh, no,
right
we
crate,
gotta
there
win
is
it.
tons of ammo.
Yeah, I hope we do.
We just gotta sprint.
On the
Let's
western,
go.
western crate,
Okay.
there's
Yeah,
tons of
we should
ammo if you
really,
want it. It doesn't really matter what ammo you have, so
There's
you're gonna shoot.
There's an additional
Oh
box
yeah, but it
behind
doesn't
you.
click with the G3.
No guns on back. But first thing we do is we
The additional box that Hobo's currently at has compasses and other stuff.
Hobo.
There's no.
Hello.
This was not allowed.
Oh wait, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, complaint.
Oh,
They
you're
were
also going to need
allowed
to
to have
hide
compasses,
his helmets
right?
as well.
Look at you.
Great.
Making
Oh,
a
once you teleport us away, I'll advise you to maybe go away from
Not
the
so nice.
the explosive that I accidentally just placed on the ground.
Okay.
In case I touch it off.
Scoots, you and Tula go red team. Yeah, we can do it.
Everyone make sure you've got a
You and
helmet.
Jesus are blue.
Where's the-
Where the hell are the helmets?
Or compass.
Jesus, do you have medical equipment on you?
No.
I have.
There are no helmets.
Literally,
sure you
you're
don't use
dropping this shit all over the
Yeah, you can use it.
Just box.
Let me test it.
No.
No.
That's a good copy, right?
Do you like a sneaky helmet?
Tennis ball chopped in half.
Hello? How come? Yeah, reading you. My radio's hooked up.
You ever seen Fantasia? You know the dancing.
Fucking snow cones
Where the
over
helmets?
Did you ever see Fantasia, the Disney film?
This is a good disadvantage.
The helmet.
Are you shitting me?
I'm enjoying this so much right now.
Once you've got your shit, go line up your team.
How much you
You're
get?
so stupid. You got to
There.
camouflage face
It's
with a
so much.
camouflage helmet.
It's like I need to visualize it.
I love these helmets.
Where do we get
I know.
Yo, line up over here.
Oh, they're singular.
Over here.
Oh, it's like the fucking tennis brigade is showing up.
He's fucking shaming me.
Whoa, Andy Murray.
Andy Murray.
Andy Murray comes along and starts whacking over your head. So many tennis balls everywhere. Bad flashbacks, bad flashbacks.
Get behind me and face the man. Hang on, let me move forward, right? No. Harry, move forward. Face the opposite way that I'm facing. No,
Because Wimples is not on because they're like.
Has everybody got all the equipment?
Fucking run.
Within 10 seconds, make sure you got equipment.
Alright, has everyone got everything? If not, you fucking knock. You've got 10 seconds.
Back of the line.
That's all I'm giving you.
Make sure you have your vest, your fluorescent helmet
Oh,
to
fuck.
make sure you don't get lost in the dark, and your gun. That's.
Are we allowed to take them off?
Oh no, let's
Go,
go.
go, go, go. Whoa. We're about to cut. Wait.
Team 1.
What?
Guys, don't. Guys,
What the
everyone.
fuck? Why are we here still?
Guys,
Yeah, listen.
shut the fuck up.
Team 1, this is your pen. Team 2, this is your pen. Team 3, this is yours. You can go in.
That's people.
Yes.
Hooray.
Oh, we are.
Yep.
What are we saying radius for 140?
No,
140,
we're
yeah.
missing a guy.
We're missing Cadius, because he's a
Yeah,
dick.
Cadis is AFK.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a chapter.
Yeah, radius 140, check.
140.
Compass.
140.
Yes.
Hobo check.
There's a lighthouse to our south.
Oh, Cadis is here.
Forgot my compass at home. Fuck.
140.
140.
Yeah, that right there. That looks like La Rivière. So we have to head east.
Yeah, that adds up.
Okay, we're not on the. Oh, wait, we're on the southwest coast.
Alright guys, locate yourself and move into the HVT. There are patrols in this area. Don't shoot me behind these helmets.
Checks out.
Actually,
We have
yeah, that probably is La Rivière.
Yeah, that checks out. Lighthouse and everything.
Guys, I think someone else has this frequency.
Yeah, I know.
Let's change it to 160 then.
Is that our target area?
Are you my target area?
Mm-hmm.
That looks correct.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. It has the
Alright, let's
vines.
get going then, come on.
Yeah, that town's CanCon in it, we're looking at.
Let's get a arrowhead going. Eclipse Raz Center.
Spacing.
It's the worst arrowhead I've ever seen.
Move over a little bit. There we go.
Keep scanning your horizons.
Do we have no stamina barriers?
That would be correct.
Watch for spawns.
we cross the road over here?
Yeah. Remember how we do that, column. Okay, get over. Take cover, return fire.
Are they?
Somewhere. Don't got good eyes. Okay. Charlie, cover, Delta will bound. To the next set of cover, to the east. I'll copy. Red is Charlie, Delta is blue.
Copy, covering.
Delta, go.
I hate these sites. They're so bad.
I think that's Lou shooting at us.
Delta is set. Contacts close. Don't actually have eyes on them, but somewhere southeast.
I wish I had a compass.
You didn't pick one up.
Yeah, I forgot.
Taking fire from the north.
We're taking fire from the north. Let's keep pushing.
It sounds like Lou.
No, I'm pretty sure he's changed
He
his
changed his gun.
Then we should get going.
He seems inefficient, yeah. Let's keep pushing. Let's try and get back into some kind of semblance of formation. Let's try and extend the line.
Maybe a little bit more space.
Yep. Remember to watch your spacings. Possibly hostile infantry east 200 meters by the farm areas.
No joy.
Sorry about me slipping behind. I just had to assist Catfish in understanding the fact that he was wounded. Contact close north somewhere. Reloading. Peeling backwards.
Literally 10 meters in front of me, behind the rocks and the smoke.
Yeah. Keep an eye on the smoke.
2 infantry down.
Yeah, let's get back on point. Let's form an arrowhead.
Both neutralized. Target's neutralized.
Copy, right, let's start moving down the hill northwest, sorry. Let's take it at pace, guns up.
Keep that right cover just in case he's there.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
Get up on me.
Keep the extended line going.
Blue team push up so you're in line with Lou.
Check.
Check.
Hobo check.
Let's get back into an actual formation. Wait, I know what it is.
Do you want us to secure the town of, how is it called, La Sainte Marie?
Yeah, that's what we're going down to. Kilo team take the southern side. Me, Lou.
Make certain you also change your additional frequency, because that's the one I was picking him up. Taking fire from east by the road. Return fire. Set trap on fire team Charlie.
Sounds loud. I want your compass, baby.
Okay. Let's try and do what we actually learned today. Let's do a bounding thing. Delta will set, Charlie will go, okay?
Gotcha.
Delta is chat, Delta is set.
Charlie bounding.
I have no idea where Cadius is. He's just coming behind us, slowly. Just waiting for you to be set, Charlie.
Set.
Delta, go.
I was set 2 minutes ago.
And why didn't you announce it on the radio, Mega?
I did.
Are you on 250?
I'm on the wrong frequency. Fuck.
I announced
Hear me
it.
now.
Yes.
Okay.
Ugh.
My fault, sorry. Okay, let's keep going.
Let's get back into a semblance of an actual formation first. Right now we're literally a blob.
Moving towards north.
There's a single guy. He's in the fields now.
Huh?
Where do you have to go? What's our bearing?
Oh, I see him. See him.
Because I'm pretty sure we just have to... Because I think those are the plantations we have to go to.
Contact east, moving north. Mega?
Over here, head, small.
Guy to your left, is he up? Hobo, you okay?
Yeah, bandaging.
Charlie, push up.
Moving well, firing.
Delta, suppress those fields. Reloading.
This is Charlie, I'm set.
Delta, move up to Charlie.
Max, where do you go?
Max, are you alive?
Yeah. We have to head northeast now, not east.
Let's tighten up our formation and get our shit back together. Cadius, you're with Charlie. I know you can't reply, but you know, follow Mega. Bloody hell. Charlie, advance again.
Advancing. Contact east on the right. We're set on the road.
Delta, move up to the road. Delta, cross the road while Charlie's covering. Charlie, you're clear to move.
Moving.
Let's form somewhat of a line here in these rows. What the hell did Delta go? Not a column. Let's try and get a... Actually, we don't have much of a choice there. Column. Let's form a wedge. Mega center. Charlie on left, Delta on right.
Taking fire from the south somewhere. Clips are hit.
Move to cover. We're taking fire from those buildings down there. South, southeast. 150 degrees. By the
Get up
road.
the ridge line, come on, come on. Into the courtyard.
Are you sure this is it, Mega?
No.
This isn't it.
Where else would it be?
Further.
We crossed a large road, we went up here.
Further east, isn't it?
This isn't it where
We are currently here.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's what I thought. We need to push further east.
Yes.
Fuck, sorry, my bad.
Let's get a... Yeah, let's stick with the arrowhead for now. Mega center, Delta on the right hand side. The target's down by the road south. Target seems down. Let's double time it. Direct east. Remember to watch your spacing. I say following Hobo close up, close behind. Let's shift it to a line. Mega still a center. Charlie on left hand side of him, Delta on right hand side of him. Remember
This
to
is a
scan
small
your...
road, we don't need to get across now. Just walk over. Spacing, boys, spacing.
Let's angle it a bit more northeast. Taking fire from the east, southeast.
Red team hold, let blue team swing around.
Red team start moving. Let's swing a bit more left, we don't want to go through these fields.
Contact now.
Contact northeast.
Take cover, return fire. DCM hit leg.
Clips are hit torso and left arm.
Correction, CCM hit torso.
Fuck, I'm out. Almost due east. East northeast, moving across the field.
The bandits. One down.
Mega? Max, you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright. Like, get some juice.
Head count, Mega okay.
You seem okay. How
I'm
you?
okay.
How are you on ammo, Mega?
I'm good.
Max alright.
Also taking fire from behind us somewhere.
Well, let's just keep going, come on.
Yes, that's sniper again.
Yeah. Yeah, let's form the arrowhead. Mega center, Charlie on left hand side, Delta on right hand side.
Is this it? No,
Yes.
right? Yes?
Yes, it is. That big compound is the target.
Okay. Charlie, get to that gap, cover. Delta will get head inside and start clearing.
Yeah, I hear enemy.
Actually, Charlie, you will go through that door. Delta will continue south, west through another opening. Also, I'm going to give myself an epi. Remember to watch your corners and watch your fire. There might be friendlies in here.
Alright, go.
I can hear friendlies.
Hello, Neon.
Eclipse, you didn't check the building.
Oh shit, they're already inside.
Hey, you there?
Going into the first building.
Delta breach.
Building clear.
Ah, they're here. Fuck.
You're too late. Priority is Villa. Be aware there are Muppets there. Okay, Eclipse on me, there are hostiles inside.
We're coming to your side.
Be aware there are hostiles inside. Oh fuck.
Wrong building. Wrong building.
See him start, come on.
Ah, fuck.
What do you mean wrong building?
There's no one in there.
How's it looking?
He's bad. Take his head. Press arm.
I'm gonna start fetch him up, yeah?
Still not here.
I'm bandaging his head.
What happened?
Good shot.
A lot.
Obviously.
Okay, who's still left? Come on. Names.
Who's this dead guy?
I'm here again.
Hobo check.
Please him check.
Gallies check.
I mean, Nian, charging in like an idiot.
Oh,
You
it's
should.
a race. It's a race.
Yeah, still, you should lose points for that. That's not tactical at all. Nice! God damn it, Mega! You fucking moron! Fucking hell!
Yo, calm down.
What's happening?
I can't believe I just saw that.
Mega shot Nian! The fucking retard!
Oh, calm down.
I mean, it's IGU. It's supposed to be even more mature than that, for Christ's sake. That's the whole point about it. God damn it! This is why we can't have nice things.
Doing your arm.
Yeah, friendly's off.
Thank you. Jesus fucking
It's like the one thing we shouldn't do.
It's you. You're still injured.
I know, I'm working on it.
Keep expecting the quick clocks to bandage faster than the other ones.
Hey, look, it's an enemy.
Everything is black and white right now.
It's fine.
Form up by the statue.
Any acceptable casualties?
Negative.
What?
Okay.
That should do the trick. Cesium. No.
What happens if you shoot it?
I'll carry you, Cesium. It's fine. Whatever. Let me get in.
I'm getting in.
I don't know what's wrong with him.
I mean, I don't know. He's bleeding, tourniqueting leg.
Low blood pressure.
What the fuck?
Normal heart rate.
Left arm is still fucked.
Lost a lot of blood, that's it.
Yeah.
We got no blood.
We do, but you know, if you will not
Yeah,
medics,
we're
please
medic.
won't let us
Right,
help
okay.
you.
We'll stabilize him at least. Stabilize it.
Carried him.
Okay.
What's the point?
Jesus fucking Christ.
What's the point?
And to get everybody who died and plus ourselves over here.
Okay, fair enough.
Cesium is still passed out though.
Hey,
is
that's
it
exactly here.
Not responsive, but yeah.
Anyway,
I'm never gonna work.
I'm gonna quickly debrief things from my perspective. So navigation-wise, Team 1 did really well with the initial bit, and then the second bit was probably the worst aspect. So they were good at understanding that the sun rises in the east, etc. They found the compasses pretty quick. Triangulation was pretty decent overall. A few people were a bit confused by it, but you know. And then the movement was overall fine, but they crossed an open area. Team 3 was the second team I had, and they couldn't understand sun in the sky at all. However, their movement was probably the best to everybody else's. And then Team 2, which was the last team I had, they did pretty well. Mono carried them on the first bit, and then their movement at the end was very nice. And unfortunately, Triangulation didn't really work for the second two teams that I did because the force carried over, which was a bit of a shit thing. I like lose control over the shooting range bit, and at the end, I'd say the team's movement was probably the Pipers on mine, since they actually tried to skirt around taking the best route, whereas Team 2, Max team, just went straight for it, crossing a fair bit of open ground.
You're supposed to win the race.
Yeah, I mean, Scooter, no.
That was the object of the exercise.
Or you can do it if you die while trying to win it.
And as a result of crossing open ground, we did see them take a lot more casualties as well as rushing through some things, but they did well regardless, and they did make it here pretty much at the same time as my team did. Piper's team kind of took a little longer to actually start moving off, which is probably why they didn't make it here just in time. But overall, the movement from everyone seemed pretty decent. Just Scooter's team needs to maybe consider survivability over winning.
Scooter.
Hey! I'll take criticism for that.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
I mean, Nian, hearing, oh, the other team's here, charge in!
Mono repeatedly asked you to slow down when you
Well, it was me and Nian, right?
Yeah,
Sorry,
no,
miss.
I'm
My
sorry.
son died because I wanted to be first in the shiny alternate medals.
Anyway,
On the bright side, it's a really shiny medal.
I will say one thing though. On the navigation, I noticed that people who had been through formation training and radios actually took that training on board during the navigation sections. So especially the last team I did, Team 2, as soon as they started moving, they immediately called out a formation to use, and as well as signed radios. So that was a lot better, and it shows that the training has actually worked. You all look wonderful in yellow hats, and I hope you've enjoyed it and learned some stuff. And I'll see you again for Bootcamp 2.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck's
fuck.
sake.
Sick.
Oh.
That was an AI, sorry, I was trying to delete him quick. And he As I saw him, he was throwing a grenade, I was like, you fuck.
Is anyone dead? Because there was a shit throw if nobody died.
No one died.
I died.
No, you lag, shit.
I think everyone was just a tiny bit wounded.
Does anybody feel like the training was a waste of time?
No.
No? Everybody enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I know how to wipe my glasses now.
The most
Oh, yeah,
important thing
that
every
was
technician is Control Shift and T.
Dude, Greg, you have no idea how long I was.
I've been
What?
spending my
Really? I didn't know. Oh my god.
What?
Awesome.
Today I learned.
Can somebody please give me morphine because
I was so blind for a year.
I'm all out of morphine,
I
so.
was blind for a year.
But you guys have
I
any
guess morphine. So I guess it affects you.
I guess they stole enemy
new
weapons.
recruits, which is Tulla, Catfish, and Curry. How did you guys find the experience today?
Fun.
It was a pleasure.
Like, I've been in many groups, and this one's the one who like did the trig effectively compared to other boot camps I've been in. So yeah, it was actually really good.
I'm glad to know we tried to make it tailored to Obama rather than real life, so makes a bit more sense. The next time we'll be going over more interesting things. You will have your rifles and loadouts ready for next time, so you've earned your ability to wield weapons, essentially is what I'm going to say. We're going to do CQC, some advanced weapon trainings, which will be done with Piper, vehicles and convoys and stuff like that. So it'll be a lot more hands-on stuff for everyone too.
Sorry, that wasn't AI. These hats that you had intended for like our new.
Where'd you get that AK from?
Instead of the blue caps.
The enemy probably?
No, it was just for the training purposes, to give that training feel.
Sure.
I was trying to find the blue UN helmets, but I couldn't, so I just went with these instead.
I would like to requisition a bunch of yellow helmets from 1-1.
Are they really fluorescent?
Let's find out in the night.
It's halves of tennis balls, basically.
I believe it will reduce friendly fire accidents.
Can you turn it to night with it?
If nobody has any more questions, you're dismissed and you can log out or stay
wait,
on
before everyone goes,
We look like construction workers who
I'm going to
change their
launch
cores and
the
stuff.
home-based server with the live ups if everybody wants to stress test that.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Before everyone goes.
Alright,
I'm going to launch the home-based server with a live on.
I think Piper wants
Oh,
to
if anyone wants to test that, then can do. Piper?
Oh, this is bad.
Oh. He's gone to do something.
Okay, never mind.
Fucking serious.
Please God, make this work. Please God, make this work.
He's gonna drop a nuke on us or something.
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna drop
Why is Matt hiding behind the tree then? Oh, it's Ralico.
That's not me, dude. I'm invisible. That's me.
I'm gonna drop a carrier on us.
You can't see me.
So perfect!
What have you created?
Let me just fucking go, dude.
What? Oh, you'll see.
Oh, you're using the attach to command.
Tactical nuke incoming.
You'll see.
Oh, he's fucking
Beautiful.
placing
It
vehicles.
didn't work, it just sunk through the floor.
Oh well. I'll go out.
What was it?
Everybody who rounds around, who go around the statue.
A statue.
You wanna go over the bang?
No.
Shit.
Ow.
Yeah, I think I want to disconnect her.
For some reason that didn't hurt me at all.